up, Woodward? We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid.
I'm fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener.
Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
The Detroit Pistons, they defeat the Portland Trailblazers 118-115. K Cunningham, big game, 32 points, 9 assists, man, 6 rebounds. They moved to 500. Let's go. What up, though, Coach Casey? Hey, we about to go to the press conference and talk about it. Let's go. Come on, man. Talk about being fired up. Fired up, man. Those Detroit Pistons, KG. Those Detroit Pistons,
They keep
KG.
working, bro. They keep working.
Man, look, they played, in my opinion, that was a character win last night. That was the one I was in the media with several people. Sean Murphy from Half Court.
Shout out.
Eric Vincent, Clutch Points.
Another shout out.
Shout out to Hunter Patterson from The Athletic. Omari Sankofa from The Free Press. Keith Langlois, Pistons.com. Johnny Kane, FanDuel Sports. Everybody's in the building. Our guy, Cody Davis, Detroit News. Matt Issa, Forbes.com. Hey, no, we had a powwow last night. Everybody was out last night. It was an awesome feeling, and everybody was like, you know what? Last year, that's a loss for these Detroit Pistons. But we're going to get into it. It's your boy, Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer. Decked out in the K Crusaders shirt. And we got KG.
Yes, sir.
Detroit's #1 draft pick. You already got that Rookie of the Year up on your mantle.
Yep.
I hear that the votes are coming in that you're going to be probably Woodward Sports MVP this year.
I don't know. It's looking good,
we
man.
We got to get through the season.
I'm just here to play, man. I'm just going to come out here and leave it on the field.
Hey, man. Hey, just your quick thoughts real quick on the Pistons. Say what up, though, to the Wake Up Woodward chat family. Y'all are the most important part of this thing.
Yes, sir.
Victory show again.
First off, wake up out of your sleep. And y'all need to wake up out of y'all sleep on these Pistons, bro. They just keep going out there. They keep fighting. Last night, I didn't think the Trailblazers was going to give them that much work, man. Like, they easily could have lost this game. But the resilience of this team to be able to weather the storm, performances we'll point out individually in a second. But, man, Cade, he's just on another level right now, bro. On another level, bro.
Man.
He is absolutely, like, everything that you could have asked for in your future superstar, he gave to you, man. So, shout out Cade. Shout out the Pistons. We're going to get into it.
Bro, it is so awesome to know, like as a hooper, you know, we all like, yo, we're ball knowers.
Yeah.
All of us. Before we're here, while we're here, other people out there, you guys are ball knowers, whether we agree or disagree. And it was just something about studying Cade's tape during the draft session. And the only other player that I like during these sessions like that I got really, really excited about for the situation to the Pistons, like, yo, we're going to have opportunity to draft this person, was Dalton Connect.
Yep.
But Cade was one that I was like, no, he's generational. And I told people earlier, I was like, yeah, I see the Cade stuff, but I think what people are missing is a little bit of that Devin Booker that he has too. How he can be an absolute mid-range assassin, but he needed the right coach to be able to, and the right vision from the front office to at least build the right foundation around him. And now you see just a little bit of that. Bro, they didn't even, just a little bit.
And you talking about mid-range. How about him from three-point land, bro?
Oh, yeah.
He's become a whole different player from beyond the arc.
Catch and shoot, he's always been good, but where he's starting to excel
he's
now. He's
pulling up now.
Is the pull-up.
Yeah, he's just giving it to him now. Pause.
Yep. Listen, man.
It's crazy.
What are you, the hammer or the nail?
Yeah.
Someone got to be doing the giving.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Somebody
right
got to
now,
do it. Kendrick
it's
voice.
All-Star K Cunningham. Hey, what up, though? WUW Sports MVP, JB Smooth. What up, though, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Morning, everybody. I just thought that was wild what you said there. Somebody got to give it like, hey, yo.
Hey, somebody got to do it. Kendrick voice, man.
Somebody got to do it. But an impressive win from the Pistons last night. KJ, as you said, I wasn't expecting the Trailblazers to put up that huge of a fight, but I guess it's any given night in the NBA. But shout out to the Pistons once again. Cade is putting in work. Man, Cade Crusader. I can't say enough about Cade, bro. Put this man in an All-Star game. Come on now.
It's a done deal. That's not a question anymore. Now the question is, which All-NBA team is he trending towards right now?
Yeah.
That's it right now. There is nothing else to deliberate about when you talk about All-Star Cade Cunningham, man. You know what? Before we talk about that game, just really quickly, maybe this is some foreshadowing. Do you have the kicks, Mr. JB Smooth?
Oh, Cade's kicks.
We got to throw those up there. I think there's a little bit of foreshadowing here, KG. It's a double C, but it looks like a star. They ain't even announced this. His own logo. His daughter's name on the back. And please, can I cop the red and black ones? But dog,
it's a prototype. They getting him
for
ready.
The official announcement?
Yeah, they getting him ready,
bro. Listen. I remember how I felt when Grant Hill. I was a young kid. I remember how I felt, and I'm like, dog, man, like this is the first time that I have felt that feeling about another player as it relates to like the kicks, the merch, the brand, the national star appeal. It's like Cade is on his way. He didn't get necessarily all the fanfare that Grant Hill did on the way in. But it's just something a little bit different about a player who's had to get it out the dirt. And seeing him right now, you want to see these trends continue. I hope that he gets everything he deserves and more. Not just the accolades, but the things that bring the accolades. He said it. It's the winning.
No, absolutely. It's crazy that a number one pick got to get it out the dirt. Like this guy, he was a number one pick.
It is the Detroit way.
It is. And
it's crazy. Like you said.
And what people consider to be a down year that year, the Pistons, of course, get the number one pick in the draft. But just everything Cade represents is what this city represents, man. And I couldn't be happier to have a guy like that in our locker room, man, going out there hooping every night. He deserves all his flowers. And what better way to launch your brand than, during the All-Star campaign. So shout out to him, man. I think they getting him ready, bro. That signature shoe is on the way.
That signature shoe is on the way. Shout out to our brother, Matthew Broder. Shout out to our brother, that dude, Justin. And you know what, man? Flannel, Sam Reynolds. We love you, man. We miss you. We can't wait till you're back. Primarily because we got places to go. We got to follow in the footsteps of James and Williams. But we love you, brother. We love you, bro. For real. Yep. We got Cavassier Chase in the sound booth.
Pastor Cavassier.
What up, though, brother? Good morning.
Hey,
get your stuff off real quick, man, before we get into some of these clips. I have JB Bickerstaff and Jalen Duren.
What up, though? I mean, it's a great morning. We got Victory Tuesday. Pistons clawed back, down double digits at halftime. But, in Chauncey Billup Hall of Fame night, we ended up getting the dub over his team by 3. And, so just celebration continues.
Hey, let the celebration continue. In just a few stats here, man. It has been a run for the Pistons. And remember when I said I was disappointed about that loss to the Jazz? Last night was one of those ones that I said, you know what? You guys have heard me say this before, those recipe games. That was one of those recipe games for me. And I was like, you know what? If the Pistons are not careful here, this is one that they can drop. And I had to run in last night to do sounds for Heavy, so I knew I was going to be late. And I was on the way in. I hit up wifey like, man, I can't believe they're actually getting popped like this right now. But something tells me they're going to turn this one around. I think they know what this is, what all this means to be able to climb back to 500, 18-18, and be able to effectively reset your season. They moved up another spot in the postseason positioning, and the teams ahead of them, as in the Magic, we don't know when their stars are coming back.
That's
and
true.
Mo Wagner's gone for the year. Jalen Suggs just got injured as well, got back tightness and flaring up. And then you're still talking about Paolo and Franz. Are they going to be good? Then you got Miami Heat. They are going to be dismantling things. So the Pistons, they know what they have in front of them. And I was disappointed. And I think that they were too, because since that Utah Jazz loss on December 19th, the Detroit Pistons have a record of 7-1. Wow. Cade Cunningham since then has averaged 26 points, 9.1 assists, 4.6 rebounds. Those teams that they've played, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what the only loss was there? The NBA title contending Denver Nuggets. But they beat, and this is in order, this is how it went. They beat the Phoenix Suns, beat the Lakers, beat the Kings, lost to Denver, beat Orlando, beat the Hornets, beat Minnesota, beat Portland. And you know what the theme of this was? They were able to find ways to play up to the level of competition, and they were also able to do something different than they've done in the past. And that, honestly, is handle things. Handle your business. Beat those teams that you're supposed to beat, especially in these late game situations. JB Smooth, if we can hear from one Jalen Duren.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
That you guys are putting in the work on the court, but can you just speak to the impact of JB Bickerstaff last year? Some of these close games weren't ones that you guys pulled out, but this year, underneath JB Bickerstaff, you guys are off to a better start.
Yeah, he's a great coach. Just in terms of not even just X and O's, but just getting the message across. You know, relating to players, I feel like he's a guy who you can talk to. He's a guy who understands, who wants to kind of hear both sides, and he's a motivator. He's a great coach. So I've loved playing under him. Like you said, he makes the right calls, the right plays, and you see, our record reflects it. So, I feel like we're not going to say it to it, but Coach of the Year candidate for sure in my eyes. So I'm excited.
Thank you.
Man, look, when he said that at the end, that got everybody's ears kind of perked up, that Coach of the Year candidate. And you heard it there, man.
Yeah.
They're learning. They feel like they have an advocate. They feel like they have a coach that can understand them, and they feel like they have a coach that they can trust as well. Because as players who are still developing and learning, and you're hearing it from hundreds of thousands of fans on a nightly basis on your ups and downs, you need a leader of men.
Yep.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has proven to not just be a leader of men, but you heard Jalen Duren. This is consistent with what they said in the beginning. He's made the information clear for us. We understand. Now I get where to be. And that's why I do believe we see this percolation out of Jalen Duren over the last 7-8 games as well.
Man.
He's been hooping. That's where I told you, in the absence of Jaden Ivey, Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren, and just Cade Cunningham saying, I don't give a heck, bro.
Right,
Just period. That's the combination, and as they've continued to win without Jaden Ivey, that's been the combination that's helped the Pistons step up.
No, but we needed to see it first. And, when you said that, I didn't think you were wrong by any means, but it was just the consistency to that
could
point.
He do it? Not,
exactly.
Not we should be able to rely on it, but could we?
And we've seen it from Tobias in the past, but we really needed to see it out of Duren. And shout out to him, man. He's been really putting on for the city these last few games, man. Really going out there, giving it his all on the defensive end, making buckets too, man. He's crashing the boards, being aggressive. That's the type of Jalen Duren that you want to see go out there and hoop, man. And Tobias Harris too, man. You got to give him credit. 17 points last night, 2 of 3 from the 3-point range, and it seems like he's being a little more patient, but it's working for his efficiency. Yep. His efficiency has been spot on the last 3 to 4 games. Got to give him a shout out. And like I said, this is what you were paid to come in here and do. Make shots when you're called upon to make shots. And just be a leader for this team, man. But back to JB Bickerstaff. When you think about it and just how this season is trending so far, it's not a surprise to me. No. He should absolutely have his name in the Coach of the Year candidacy at this point. And I know it's still early, but JB was somebody that was brought in that we thought could just stabilize the ship. But now we're seeing that as they buy in more and more, he's a guy that can come in and actually change your culture.
Look, from the beginning, though, remember, we covered it. We can roll back the tapes. I was telling you guys about those early press conferences. I was like, that guy's a coach's coach.
Yeah.
I was ready to go out there and lace him up. We talked about the music, how people are like, whoa, is there music in there?
Look at something as simple as that.
As simple as that. And the players, you see them in there. It's a different vibe in the way that he jokes with them, the way that he's laughing with them. It doesn't feel so draconian. It just feels like the basketball that I grew up with, the camps and the fun, and you're learning. They're going to be tough on you, but it's that tough love. That to me is what it was. Remember when I told you guys about what we get to witness as it relates to the players and their individual workouts? Jalen Duren last year, it was the same stuff. You go through the motions, you make your layup. This year, I see these people trying to frustrate him and trying to make him mad. And I'm going to get that video maybe tomorrow for Woodward Pistons where he goes up for the layup and they foul him and he's like, man, what the heck? And I'm like, oh, they really getting physical with him. The next play, dang, dunk that mug. And it was just that's what I want.
That's the response that you want to see.
That's the response that you want to see. And you know what? Shout out to the vets and shout out to, at about 4.5 minutes left to go. You know what? Let's hear from JB Bickerstaff. There was an interesting lineup combination he went with. And honestly, I think I like it. Let's talk about it with JB Bickerstaff.
And with about 4 minutes left, you went with the lineup of Cade, Duren, and the 3 vets. Can you just speak to the impact that they had on this game? Not just coming back, but in the closing moments as well.
Well, that's where experience matters. And being so comfortable with those veteran guys that they understand what it's going to take in that moment to get the job done. And then having guys, like Cade and JD who have experienced those things this year and have been able to find success in it. Those guys have been in lineups where we've closed games, so knowing exactly where we need to be, what our sets are, how we execute them, and then what we need to do defensively to get stops. Just confident in those guys that they've learned who they are and how to play with one another, and they were able to get it done.
Hey, dog, anybody else ready to go lace them up?
Oh, you right now?
Let's
go.
Ready. Let's go. Let's go. And it's like when you look over and you see Kevin Burleson, yes, brother of Nate Burleson. When you see Luke Walton, when you go to the practice and you see Jamel McMillan, and there are others, Jared Jack.
Yep.
There are others. I
Hell
know.
of a staff.
I'm sorry. I forget Fred Vinson.
Yep. Hell of a staff.
This one, man. Goodness gracious, and they are doing their thing. And you know what? Like I said. All-star that man, Cade Cunningham. The most impressive thing during the Pistons run, 112 opponent points per game given up. One of the better points per game averages in the league during that span. So the Detroit Pistons are really starting to understand and learn principles. And last night's win, the reason why I thought the recipe was a little off, no Jaden Ivey and Asar Thompson late scratch as well. So this team still, that's what I'm saying, gutsy in character. And that's what drew my attention to that closing lineup with the vets and Cade and Duren. They played valuable minutes down the stretch, man. So
absolutely.
Shout out to the Pistons. You guys, vote for Cade Cunningham to make this All-Star game. Get down to LCA and support these Pistons. And you know what I heard last night? Cade Cunningham chants. I did. So let's get that going more. And you know what?
They've been packing the place out,
Shame on you people who are chanting Jared Goff while Malik Beasley was shooting free throws.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I got the video of it.
You can't do that.
No, I get about if you want to chant Jared Goff while the opponent is doing it, sure. But like, why are we doing it? They're all decked out in Lions gear.
I mean, the Lions are they a revelation right now. I mean, Aaron Glenn was at the game last night as well. Yeah, shout out Aaron Glenn, man. But people have been coming down to the LCA, man. Like if you've watched the last few games, like they packing that place out. Keep supporting your Pistons, bro. You see the Lions players coming down there supporting the team, man, and it's a different vibe. Like you said, it just feels different this year. Now that they're back to 500. I mean, anything's possible for this basketball team, man, especially in the East that seems to be deteriorating.
Hey, listen, like I told you guys every year, I set a first win total in the beginning, 28 to 30. When we get to the 30-game mark,
35 looking good.
It might be under. You might undersold too. I'm just sitting there looking at what they can do right now. And it is. I've told people, I said on another stream too, that KG, he was bullish on this thing.
I
and
was.
You know what?
Spenny put money on it.
And now, I'm telling you right now, the floor is the play-in, and I believe I'm going to continue. I moved it up before I said play-in. I'm going to see another week or two of this. We look at the All-Star break. This team might have to go up there and snag a top 6 spot.
And that's what it is, because I'm not ready still to change my expectations just yet. But if they continue on this pace, you have to make the playoffs. Like, there is no other option. I think everybody in that locker room knows that as well. That's supposed to be their mission going forward, just based on how they've improved this year. Chase, what you got, man?
I was going to say, why don't we just call the play-in wild card like we do in every other sport?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Because I'm a beat reporter, I have to call it the postseason play-in.
Right.
I wouldn't hate it as much. Yeah, because I despise the play-in. But if they called it the wild card, I could tolerate it a little bit more.
I trust me.
I agree.
I feel you. You know what? We got to get into Detroit Lions, you guys. We obviously a big win for them, but we wanted to make sure we gave the Detroit Pistons some just due attention. But we got to talk about something, okay? I got I think 4 or 5 of the wildest statements just since the Detroit Lions have won the NFC. All right, we got to go over these statements from national pundits who are
switching up now.
They are. It's a switch up after a switch up after a switch.
They done flipped the switch.
Because this is crazy. You know what? We'll talk about it. What friends do we got to say what up though to? Because we got a lot more on the way. We got audio from Dan Campbell, and we got to break down so much more about these Detroit Lions. Highlight guys like Jahmyr Gibbs and Alex Anzalone as well. So let's say what up though to our friends at Planet Fitness. Man.
Absolutely, man. It's still the best deal in the gym game today. Planet Fitness, man. It's a new year. How about you make a new you, man? And it's no reason. $15 a month. You can go get that black card as well. Go to any Planet Fitness. There's 50 in the Metro Detroit, 50 plus in the Metro Detroit area, thousands around the world, maybe even millions on the planet, man. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big Injuries? Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
A merch? Look,
Hey,
head over to
Crusader
Woodward. Hey, head over to WoodwardSports.com. Click on that shop tab. We are dropping new designs every single week. I think I heard Stick say yesterday we have some new shirts up there right now as well too. The Curb Stomp. You know we got the Dan Campbell speech as well too. The Honolulu Blueprint. You got the Roll Pride as well too, and you can't forget about the Civilian 16. He's not a civilian to us. We don't care what you say. WoodwardSports.com. Click on that shop tab. Get swagged out. The playoffs are almost here, baby.
What up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the WUW Crew. Shout out to our brother Sam Reynolds,
Yes, sir.
aka Flannel Sam. We miss you. Enjoy your vacation, brother. But we got to get into Detroit Lions per Matthew Broder, TLB. Would you like to remind the people what that means?
Talk Lions, bitch.
Yay, let's rock. Hey, shout out to our lead booth today, Cavassier Chase in the sound booth. And you know what? Shout out to Woodward Sports MVP, JB Smooth. It's a Tuesday, and it's a victory. And the titty booth.
And the
there's
titty
no
booth.
ladies
I
in the
knew
building
it.
in the studio. Hey, JB Smooth, what up, though, man? What you got for us?
In the titty booth, I knew this was coming once again.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, shout out to Dante151 sending in the $4.99 super chat. He said that putback dunk he had late in the fourth to extend the lead was huge. Also, Cade wearing that J-Mo black jersey was straight fire.
And the kicks, man.
He called it. He called it too. He put some money on the Pistons as well too. But I gotta show you guys.
called it.
Hey! Shout out, Pete.
Dante called it.
Shout out to Pete, but I gotta show you this. The Cade wearing a J-Mo jersey, bro, walking in the LCA. Like, come on now.
Come on. They wasn't losing.
Come
Everybody
on.
should have saw this picture, and they should have doubled down after the Pistons were down big.
Yeah.
I would have doubled down.
No,
Like,
for
man,
sure.
did y'all see what Cade wore into the game?
This makes me want to satisfy the like button.
Hey, you know what?
You know what? While we're
Let's
here.
just do that. Go there and hit that like button. It's time to satisfy you.
I knew this was
You know
coming,
what?
man.
I feel like Jaylen Brown right now talking to Joy Taylor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was just, or
whoa,
Taylor
whoa.
Rooks. You know, we was sitting there in the thing like, I'm going to win 5, 6, 7
Oh, I bet.
championships. And he
I
was
bet.
rubbing his thigh. I don't know why I'm rubbing my thighs right now.
Oh,
But
man.
Get your boy's eye.
hey, listen, man, Detroit sports is on the rise.
Detroit is
Why
back.
shouldn't we
Vince
be?
E in the chat. Detroit is back, bro.
Yo, let's satisfy that like button real
Let's
quick,
do it, man.
Hey!
Hey, listen, Phil, I saw your message here in the chat. This is 100% real here, I promise you. But, you know, while you sitting there relaxing on the couch, how about you just hit that like button, man? All your teams are doing good, and it just make you want to bust, you know?
Hey! Man, I was on one. I wasted a session. I could have hey, you know what? I might need that audio later, JB.
Yeah, might light up a cigarette.
Hey, go there and hit that like button.
cigarette.
But you know what? We got to talk about the Detroit Lions and
Got to.
oh boy.
Got to.
This was crazy because KG, you told me, I just heard everybody basically glazing the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no. Everybody realized they had to backtrack on everything they stated about them versus the Minnesota Vikings, but people didn't wait. They could not wait to be able to jump back on. The only person that I found who's just like, bro, like Terry Foster. T. Foster, after seeing the Lions for 60 years and beating them into a pulp, And now he's seeing this Dan Campbell team. He was the first one to tell me they are for real. I'm like,
Yeah.
is he false the
If
Lions hater?
that's coming from him, it's different.
Yeah, and then this Sunday, he was sitting there like, I'm not down the Lions no more. Colin Cowherd. He's the only one like, I am not. That's it. Dan Campbell, I ain't down this man no more.
Yeah, you
Everybody else
shouldn't.
though. So we got 4, 5, or 6 of the wildest things that I've heard since the Lions off, bro. They ain't even wait. Chase ain't even wait. JB Smooth, let's start with Florio. Let's start with Florio.
Vikings fan Mike Florio.
Let's start with Mike
boy.
Florio. I'm serious.
known Detroit hater Mike Florio.
Like, bro, the last confetti barely dropped, and these people are already putting out these statements,
Jesus, man.
All right, let's hear from these guys.
Let's hear from him.
One that's keeping them focused. Every practice is important. But the production, his production does not justify what they paid him. It really doesn't. Now, kudos to them for not forcing the ball to the $30 million a year guy.
Yeah.
But the production, like 6 catches, 77 yards, he gets lost in the shuffle with Gibbs and Jamison Williams and Sam Laporta. The production isn't at the level that the compensation would suggest, but it's all the other stuff he brings to the table that maybe justifies the.
What did he just say?
Get the fuck out of here.
I had something teed up for this, but you haven't seen this. I just want your raw, like authentic.
I'm trying to keep
thoughts.
it PG this morning. He about to piss me off.
Go off.
What do you mean? Like the what we paid him doesn't match his production? Are you fucking stupid, Mike Florio? Like, come on, dog. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown. And listen, man, you got to look outside the stats. Yes, he doesn't put up the stats that a Justin Jefferson would put up, but we talk about a man that put up 1,400 yards last year, is over 1,000 this year, and he's a leader on this team. Like, what are you talking about? He's a top 10 receiver in football, all of football. That's wild, bro. Like, but that just go to show me, like, you don't really watch Detroit sports, and if you do, you don't want them to win because you're a Vikings fan, and that's fine. But you just looking for any reason at this point. Like, doesn't justify what we paid him? Are you crazy? That's wild, bro. Go ahead and talk.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and talk.
Listen, man. 2nd in receptions, right? 5th in yards, 3rd in touchdowns, right? What that tells me, top 5 and really the stats that matter. And the thing is this: when you look at his average of 11, Amon-Ra has taken on the responsibility and the burden of going out there and saying, I will get every freaking dirty yard you need from a wide receiver. And I'm not the tallest.
Yeah.
I'm not the fastest. I don't have the longest reach with my arms.
And he don't
need
need it.
I just got what's in here. And that's what I'm talking about. I don't know how many times people are going to continue to knock these Detroit Lions. And it's like they just can't wait to try and bury them. But like Amik Robertson said, bro, you can't bury what comes from the dirt.
You can't.
You can't. So, look, that's number one. Say what you got to say. If anybody else has something on Florio, definitely, before we get into the next wild thing.
Going into the Vikings game, this guy he had on 155 targets, no drops. He hasn't dropped the ball all year long. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I don't get where this is coming from. I don't.
It's wild. You know what? Let's get into the next one because some people are quick, very, very quick, to just kind of toss the Lions out the way. And we're going to piggyback these, man. Throw up the first things first, the screenshot here. Let's take a look at this, JB Smooth. This is one notorious hater, Nick Wright.
Yep.
I don't think that they're
Such
better
a
than
hater.
Philly. If we do get Philly-Detroit in the NFC Championship game, even though it'll be in Detroit, I think Philly would win that. And
You
let's
out your
go to,
fucking
No,
mind.
hold it. Let's go to Mark Spears next. Let's listen to him.
Are the Lions your favorite to go to the Super Bowl from the NFC?
Come on, Swagoo.
Still
Come
Philly?
on,
Still Philly,
Swagoo.
man. And I get
Told
it.
you.
I understand what we just watched with Detroit last night.
No, you don't.
And on that Detroit point, last night Aaron Glenn said, I'm going to make y'all show me who y'all think Sam Darnold is. That's all that game plan was about. And we going to make the quarterback beat us. We going to blitz his ass. We going to play man. Who in the world plays man-to-man on Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
Last night they did because you hear me say this all the time. You got to make a decision on defense. Are we going to cut the head off the snake? Or are we going to try to play safe?
Exactly.
Convince the
It's
field.
fucking.
Aaron Glenn said, I'm going to cut the head off the snake and see if he can execute.
It's
Bro,
like
we
these
just looked at red
backhanded
zone
little
opportunities
compliments. Like
at
they
21
got to
to
give us
28
credit, but
points
it's a
for the
little
Minnesota
backhanded.
Vikings
Little
that they
bit.
couldn't execute.
I'm disappointed in
I'm not
Swagoo,
sure
though. He
Jalen
normally
Hurts
is
and
better
Saquon
than that.
Barkley and A.J. Brown not going to execute those. So I'm not ready to say Detroit is clearly the favorite yet, but what I will say is this. If they get into these situations where they play you late into a game, they will absolutely take over the game.
Yes.
So you got to get going early.
Man,
Come on,
I
Swagoo.
didn't mean to be talking over it. I was just, look,
No, it's fine.
I got hot. I thought the mics was down. So
Right.
I'm just like, bro, this don't even make sense. Bro, it's like, dog, this is like if you wrote a check and like the ink is still wet. Bro, they just won the NFC North. They just all of
number
y'all
one
picked
seed.
against them. The number one seed, the bye. You're sitting here
Swept
telling
the
me
division.
that Philly is going to win 3 games in a row, and that third game is against Detroit, who's going to have reinforcements back.
No, I
Y'all are
can't.
silly.
I can't see that, man. And listen,
My
if
man is still in concussion protocol.
Yeah, exactly. If Philly were to come in here, man, I don't see it. And yes, you can say, okay, they got all the talent in the world, but there's 2 things that worry me about the Philadelphia Eagles. It's Jalen Hurts and it's the coach, Nick Sirianni. Like, with those 2 factors, you just don't know. Jalen Hurts has not had a good year throwing the football. And if we can stop them in the run game, which you know is what they rely upon, what are they going to do? That's what makes the Lions so good. Once we make teams one-dimensional, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, it is what it is, man. Like I said, they have to give us credit, but at the same time, you could tell some of these are a little bit backhanded.
That's the thing. That's why I said, like, all the credit you heard was about just how they performed against them. Oh, look at them. Oh, hey, you know what? They beat the odds again. They're not beating the odds. That's my thing. They're not beating the odds. They're just still a really good team. You guys underestimated the depth that this Lions team had.
Yep.
You guys underestimated the makeup of this team. We all know that. You can go all the way back to freaking Joy Taylor's comments and then Jamil Hill's comments and other people's comments about Dan Campbell and how silly this was and how no serious coach would ever do this. But if Andy Reid did it, then it would be funny because he's this and he's that. Like, I don't got time for all of that,
Right, man.
That's what's so crazy about this. And you know what? I don't want to deliberate. We got a few more things that we have to enter into this. We have the people decide which is the craziest. What up, though, JB Smooth?
Hey, what's going on? Shout out to everyone sending in those super chats once again. Rando
read
Smalls,
some stuff off if you want.
Sending a $5 super chat in.
Shout out.
Says, KG, relax. These talking heads are just trying to get BS going to have something to talk about as it is. And also, shout out to Dante151 once again, $4.99. Spears is still pissed that the Lions put belts to ass on his Cowboys.
Talk about
it. Hey, I can't disagree. Like, I just don't understand this with all these guys right now. They're so quick to chop down the Detroit Lions. They're so quick to discredit any player on this team as it is. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. Maybe you're doing it just to get views up or something like that. But come on, this franchise has had success these past few years. And it's like, why don't you guys just give us just that little bit of respect? Come on, I don't understand this.
And it's been the same type of success. That's my thing. This is how they're made. This is how they've won the last 2.5 seasons. What up, though, Cavassier Chase? I see you over there. He was over there sipping the coffee, the tea.
Yeah.
The
coffee. I don't like tea. Girls have tea
We'll call it Cavassier.
Right.
What up, though, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care what they say. What are we? We're the Lions, and the lion is not considering themselves with the opinion of the sheep. So.
Ooh.
Hey,
ChatGPT has entered the chat.
And that's a fact. Like, they not going to give us the credit until we get the job done. And even then, they'll probably still, it's only one Super Bowl, and that's fine. But until the Lions reach the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, you got to expect shit like this. So I don't necessarily let it get me mad, but it's just the fact that you just spewing bullshit. Like,
I don't even think they'll let us have that. If we win the Super Bowl, they're still going to be like, oh, they got lucky this
look how long it took you to have one.
They won't be back there.
You know what?
You don't get lucky winning a Super Bowl, bro.
Let's talk to some friends, and we will come back and we will look at these last 2 items, and then we will ask the people to rank these things. We'll get the poll up of which is the egregious, but after we enter these last 2 items. So let's say what up, though, to some friends. JB Smooth, who you want us to say hi to, man?
Woodward in Maine and the pregame show.
Woodward in Maine and the pregame show. And I don't have that read, so I got to freestyle that boy. But y'all know where the best Lions coverage is every single Lions weekend. And we getting ready for the playoffs, baby. So you do not want to miss Woodward in Maine. Shout out my boy, Broder, Matt Broder, on the desk with the Detroit legend, Terry Foster. every single weekend, man. Give you the Lions inside information, getting you ready for game day. And of course, it's the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show with the Golden Voice, Neil Rule and Sean Belegian, bro. And you know they bringing that heat, bro. They tried to tell you about the Vikings and y'all didn't listen. So that's on y'all, man. But for everybody that did, y'all know y'all tuned into the pregame show and got all the Lions information that you need before kickoff, man. And it's right here on Detroit's #1 sports network. #1, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you will. We got everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Hey, Nick Wright, Marcus Spears. Maybe you guys need to get a little
Wake up
Sabbath
and smell the
Roasters,
fucking coffee, man. Wake up and smell the coffee.
Whether you're gearing up for a big game or saving a quiet morning, or you know what, rocking out with Wake Up Woodward of Woodward Sports, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com and choose your favorite roast. Use code Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind. Support local and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Hey, and we are back. It is Wake Up Woodward, and we appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off the day with Wake Up Woodward. It feels like now every day is just a victory day, just a victory show now. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons, who have won 7 of their last 8 games.
Yep.
They've won 4 games in a row. And they're beating the teams that they're supposed to beat. They're going in and they're just handling business. Whether they struggle or not, got off to some slow starts against the Hornets and against the Blazers. They did their thing. But somebody who just continued to punch expectation in the face and then to punch back against any adversity, it's the Detroit Lions.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? We got a couple more things to enter here into the system, JB Smooth, before we ask the people which one is just the wildest. Because it's just interesting to highlight. Remember when the Pistons even won the championship in 2004?
Mm-hmm.
And there was someone in our chats before who said, you know what? He actually got to talk to Bill Simmons about, what was up with the national coverage? Why didn't anybody cover the Pistons? He was like, because people just didn't care. People were more interested in why the Lakers lost rather than you guys doing your job and highlighting the champion. But hey, it is what it is. But JB Smooth, let's hear from these things, because this is what happens, man. You win the NFC North, you go against all odds, and they didn't just squeak through. They did it convincingly, looking like the #1 seed in the NFC. And then quickly, everybody's like, yeah, whatever. Let's look at these last 2 screenshots. We'll start with Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year?
Yeah. Right after the game, they couldn't wait. Bro, I took that on my TV. I was like, what? I was trying to run out. Like, what the heck is going on? Coach of the Year, man. Dan Quinn, Kevin O'Connell, and I listen. I appreciate what these guys have done.
No, absolutely. But
and in my opinion, if I had to pick one between those 2, I would go with Dan Quinn. That's just me personally. I believe that the Vikings did a lot. I believe that their GM should get a whole lot more credit for where the Vikings are. The additions they had showed up. But you look at Dan Quinn, who had to really get it with a bunch of rookies on his squad and some sly movements. I like that. When you look at Dan Campbell, though, the things that Brad Holmes brought to the table, well, half of them weren't there. And that's where I'm just like, I don't understand this. And we'll bring up the second one real quick and we'll deliberate before we get into, because we got to sanitize our ears. We got some Dan Campbell audio as well.
Thank you.
We got the Dan Campbell audio. But let's get into the NFL Defensive Player of the Year right after the game. Bengals and the Browns. Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson. Cool. Cool season.
You mean the Bengals that might not make the playoffs?
You talking about the Bengals who they might not make the playoffs because their defense has really let down Joe Burrow this year.
Yeah.
What? I see you over there, Chase. What up, dog?
I was gonna say this Bengals season is like the 08-09 Chargers when they had the number one offense, number one defense, and missed the playoffs. Like the Bengals had the passing leader, the wide receiver, Triple Crown winner, and the sack leader missed the playoffs. It's insane.
Damn.
This is absolutely insane. And so it's just like to see these types of things right after the game. Like it ain't been 2 days. No, I mean, they won Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, and they are already like, let's bury them. We told you they take every single opportunity they can. And that's why I love the way that this team is made up. And then we're going to hear from Dan Campbell about that. But just really quickly, because no love for Mr. Kirby Joseph. Can we throw that graphic up there? Because the NFL quickly, after yesterday, they threw that up there. Interception title.
Wow.
Kirby Joseph.
Yeah.
And
So
not a word
him?
from the broadcast. That no one acknowledged him on these broadcasts. Nobody is talking about him for anything. I don't even hear people making a fuss about him really being a snub outside of us.
Yeah, they don't care. And like I said, as long as he wins All-Pro, then I'm cool. I'm cool at the end of the day because that's what really matters. But I think it's just a narrative around Kirby Joseph that unfortunately he has inherited since the Matt Stafford playoff game, calling him dirty. So, and I don't know if that's league wide, but it just appears to be that way because you've heard since that day more players say it. You've heard different fan bases say it as well. So I think it's just a narrative around this guy, and it's undeserved because everything, all the hits that people complain about, they weren't dirty hits, man, when you really break them down.
Bro, the league is not finding him. The league is not flagging him. The league is putting out graphics about him. They beat the Lions to it.
Yeah.
The Lions, their graphics team and social team has been on it. But what I do want to ask you guys, just before we get into the Dan Campbell audio, is this. Where do you guys stand as it relates to Coach of the Year, as it relates to Defensive Player of the Year? And we can start with Coach of the Year if it's a...
Yeah, you know, I mean, Dan Campbell is the Coach of the Year to me. There is no reason why he shouldn't be Coach of the Year.
Narrative
but they need to change the name of the award to the Coach that surprises us the most award because that's normally who they give it to. And I get it, Kevin O'Connell, he took Sam Darnold, took him to new heights. And, you know, this team, they were supposed to be at the bottom of the division. They end up with 14 wins. I can understand that. But Dan Campbell not only swept the division, he won the number one seed. He won the North for the second year in a row. And we did it in the face of one of the worst injury bugs I have ever seen. Not just, you know, for the Lions in the NFL, period. So I don't get that, man. But we all know what this is, man. They don't want to. I don't think Dan Campbell will ever get Coach of the Year if that's the case because like I said,
the Lions. Can you imagine telling somebody, hey, look, there's a coach coming in the future who's going to literally take them from worst, absolutely worst to first, and he comes from the 0-16 Lions team, and he's going to take them to the NFC Championship game. He's going to win back-to-back NFC titles. He's going to win the first number one seed, and he's not going to win Coach of the Year. I would have told you you're a liar.
No, for real.
And it's happening in real time in front of our eyes right now.
But now they're playing the expectations card. So that's what you got to expect. The Lions had expectations the last 2 years.
Them since the injuries.
Trust me, I know. But listen, his best chance to...
I'm sorry.
No, you good. But his best chance to win it was 2022. When they went 9-8, they had a chance to go to the playoffs. Unfortunately, things didn't shake out that way. They didn't make the playoffs. But if they had made the playoffs, he probably would have been Coach of the Year in that instance. But ever since then, the Lions have had expectations, and now they use that as a reason to not give him the award.
And it's not just the injuries that they've had to overcome, but it's things like this too. We posted this to our socials, and we heard everybody crying. Just crying and get the holding calls. You know why? Because they have to depend on it. Yeah, go ahead and give the Coach of the Year award to Kevin O'Connell, who has to depend on, you know, the right flags to go his way. The Lions, they lost being the lovable America's team. Everybody starts trying to pick against them. They lost their actual stars and their players on defense.
Yeah.
They had to face a lot of different adversity. They don't get the flags, and they're still kicking butt. And this coach doesn't get your consideration. Check this out. Absolutely wild. The Detroit Lions benefited from only, and I said a little bit of this yesterday, one defensive pass interference penalty all season. The worst ranking in the league, obviously, for 5 yards. On the other hand, the Minnesota Vikings have benefited from the second most defensive pass interference penalties in the NFL this season, 15 of them. They've also benefited a league-leading 328 yards from these penalties, 83 yards more than second place. But you got Justin Jefferson crying. What it says more to me is that this team really doesn't give a crap about anything. They just care about what they're doing, the work that they put in. And you know what? I want to take a quick, get into this next segment because I want to be able to hear from Dan Campbell. We got to sanitize our ears a little bit, and we owe that. We owe that to the chat family who's been absolutely on one this morning. The likes are way. Wait,
is that Kid Kool-Aid I see in the distance?
Hey,
come on in,
brother.
Come on, young boy.
Kid Kool-Aid and Baby Kool-Aid in the building.
Hey, shout out,
man. Come up here.
What's up, man? What's up?
Hey, what up, though, man? Hey, you want to tell the people what it meant for you to see the Detroit Lions win the NFC North, the number 1 seed? Just tell them, man.
I just went crazy. It was probably one of the best experiences.
Yep. And how you feeling, man? You still on 100?
Yeah.
Hey, any shout outs? Favorite players? Coaches?
I think Dan Campbell. I think he did a good job. I liked it was cool because Jahmyr Gibbs he got his 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
let's rock. Thank you for Okay, come here, Baby Kool-Aid. Hey, we got another one here. Shout out to my boy, Johnny. All right, boy. Say hi to the people, man. Say go Lions.
Go Lions.
Hey. These boys here, they helped me interview Josh Pascal, and since that interview, he's been on a tear, man.
Yeah, shout out.
He's been on one. Thank you, boys.
Mm-hmm. Kid Kool-Aid got a future in this, man. He got the voice and everything, man.
Go Lions. Let's go.
Lions.
Let's say what up, though, to some friends that be smooth. When we get back and we sanitize our ears, man, we got to listen to Dan Campbell on this defense, which I believe that would be the side of the ball that I give my game ball to.
Yeah.
And we got to talk about, hear Dan Campbell on the defensive MVP of that game as well as the offensive MVP of the game. But let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's. At Lady Jane's, we take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, my favorite. The kids, yeah. And a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering you top-notch injury advice. You guys, you gotta trust the guy that DMAC does. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. Hey, and what up, though, people? We are back, man. Thank you guys for choosing to kick off your day with Wake Up Woodward. I'm on one. I'm fired up.
You
Kid
should
Kool-Aid
be.
walked to the building. And I see some people there in the chat, man. Thank you guys for the love. Seriously. And he's on his way. He's one of our junior correspondents here. Shout out to JB Smooth and one of our sales guys, Brady, as well, who really helped him feel comfortable with one of his first big gigs. Yeah, he came with me and Ryan Lentz when we interviewed Josh Pascal at the Belleville what is it? The Boys and Girls Club 3C football event.
Yep.
And then we got invited out to actually be the on-field hosts.
Hey.
Kid Kool-Aid and myself and JB Smooth and Brady. It was an awesome day. It was an awesome experience right down on Ford Field. He had his media pass. He was my little mini-me that day as well, man. He had his Woodward Sports shirt on. And maybe sometime by the end of the show, we'll definitely pop that up there because he is a part of Woodward Sports and Woodward Pistons, man. So shout out to you guys for the love. But let's get back into this because we got to sanitize our ears. We heard a lot of these people who they just can't wait.
Bullshit.
They can't wait to just dump it. Think about the takes we're going to hear this offseason, even though you got people like Aiden Hutchinson on the return.
Yes, sir.
But think about it. You're still going to hear these people talk crazy. But let's hear from Dan Campbell on the Detroit Lions defense. I want to hear the things that make them special. Why this team continues to overcome no matter what.
Yeah.
No, we were good. Our defense we had talked about all along. We knew we were going to need to play a certain type of game. And it didn't totally play out that way because of circumstance, but our defense was ready. If things didn't go right, our defense was fully ready to take the field and do what they needed to do. That was the mindset. And you know, you don't walk onto the field, you sprint on the field, and you got to get a stop. And they did that, you know, and they really set the tone for us.
We hear people complain all the time about the level of aggression, the level of physicality, everything. Terry Foster, he pointed this out. He said the way that the Lions prepare for games, including pregame, they're doing everything on like high octane. He said usually people go through the motions 15, 20%. He says these guys are going 100%, and he said they do things that he hasn't seen defenses do. They practice turnovers, like forcing turnovers. Like pregame, he's like, this is crazy. And then the comment that I think befuddles everybody. So the last segment where we were listening to all of the people who just can't wait to bury them because of what their logical eyes or their logical mind or their biased mind might tell them, Dan Campbell said something very subtle. We don't run on the field. You sprint.
Damn right.
You sprint. That is the
on the
crux
hop, man,
of it.
as my coach used to say.
Everybody, bro. That's just what it is. And he talked about in another clip how, and even the new people that come in, they know what the deal is. That means that when you got the guys that buy completely in, especially when they know you're not going to fail them, because Jared Goff talked about we can believe everything he tells us. So now everybody knows this is the place to be. Dan Campbell and his coaching staff is putting them in the right spot, and they're going out there and they're executing, man. And they're doing all of the little things. That one little phrase for me, we sprint. That was everything. We don't walk.
Yeah, I feel you. And what got me in that is he said everything didn't go according to plan. Bro, y'all held him to 9 points. Like, how did everything? Like, what more could have not went to? That's crazy. Anyway, but no, it's just
attitude.
A lot of people wanted to justify the Lions' defensive struggles with the injuries, which rightfully so. You need bodies. We were missing some of our best players on defense. But what kind of went under the radar is that we got a lot of guys back. Like, we got Anzo now this week, but we had guys coming back. We ended up getting Pascal back. We ended up getting, what's his name? Levi Onwuzurike. Yep. We ended up getting him back. We ended up getting some of our players back, and was it perfect? No, but I feel like because they were trying to use that injury narrative, I feel like that's undermining coaching a little bit. Because the fact that AG goes out there every single week, he has these guys prepared. And the game plan that they executed against the Minnesota Vikings, I can't speak to it enough because they absolutely took Justin Jefferson out of the game. They took Jordan Addison out of the game, and this is a team that relies on passing the football. Like I said, they were one of the league's top scoring teams, 33 points a game. You held them to 9 points when it mattered the most. Like, this Lions defense, they're prepared for anything, man, and they go out there, they show it every week. And listen, they can't always be perfect. It can't always be, peaches and cream. But the fact that they seem to take away, they take away points, man. They don't let teams get off in the red zone. I think that's a big key to why they're so successful.
Yeah, definitely. And that is. We kind of pointed out those trends a little bit before we heard like some of the other narratives really start to understand it too. Aaron Glenn in the red zone is something special. Something special. Overall, what he did to the Vikings was a masterclass, but obviously the most consistent part of his defense is what he does in those red zones.
Yeah.
And obviously a big part of that is going to be how you're, not just the pressure that you're going to bring, but it was awesome the way he was able to manufacture that pressure going into the playoffs against the Vikings. And we'll talk about that later. Because I do want to ask you guys your feelings about that pressure. Is this something that you think can be repeated? But we got a few more clips that we do want to be able to get to from Dan Campbell first, as we continue to just kind of really bask in the Lions' win and what it's meant for them, as well as what it's meant for the narrative.
Yeah.
And this is what I know. The narrative is always going to be against them. Always. And that's where I'm just like, okay, keep doing this, because when you talk about the stars and the dogs that the Detroit Lions have, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that's where people get into trouble. You keep thinking, oh, we can try and pick on this person or pick on that person. Man, we came in, I don't know how many down, how many injured players now?
Yeah.
22 plus.
And they keep proving
in the
it
secondary as well.
every single week.
That's what I'm talking about. And so, JB Smooth, before we get to that next clip, man, I want to be able to get our booth in on this as well. The defense of the Detroit Lions, and just kind of those small nuances that Dan Campbell and this organization has instilled in this team that helps them rise above what everybody else logically says should crush them. What up, Dokavasi?
I mean, yeah, people were questioning the defense heading into the game, whether or not they were going to play up to the level that we expected them to. People were highlighting the chunk gains that San Francisco was getting on Monday night and the week before, but I like to look back and just see how they performed against Houston and other teams, making adjustments and, being prepared in game to handle whatever gets thrown their way. So, I mean, AG, I told you and Sam when we were out at Hayes Social, like week 2 or week 3 of the season, I thought Aaron Glenn was going to get poached for a head coaching job, well into the early into the season. So to see him perform at the level he is, not surprising at all, and hopefully we continue to see this defense just get a little bit better and better each week. And not maybe that's with the schemes, or maybe that's with players coming back from injury, because we know we got guys getting healthy too.
Yeah, what up, though, JB Smooth?
I agree with Chase. You got guys getting healthy that should be back pretty soon. You got guys that are getting healthy that want to play right now, and Dan Campbell's probably just holding them back as it is, just because he wants to make sure that everyone is ready to go. I still don't know what he meant by the defense didn't go the way as we planned. I mean, as you said, you held them to 9 points.
You sound like you with your final score prediction.
You're right.
Did you want to hold them to 6 points? Did you want to hold them to a field goal? Let me know what the defense could have done. But for me, it was a masterclass. So no matter what team is across from us, this defense will be ready. Aaron Glenn will have this defense ready, and Dan Campbell has his full faith behind this defense as well too.
And you know what? One of the signs that I love about this defense, just kind of tips the hand that the Lions are putting their players in the right position. Think about how many times they've had dropped interceptions.
Yeah, a lot. They should have a lot more interceptions
even
as a
from
team.
Zadarius Smith, wait, you got your linemen in position to get interceptions. That's the thing. When you look at what Aiden Hutchinson's been able to do, at least getting how many? Does he have 2 interceptions?
I want to say 3. I want to say 3.
That would be, and that's what I'm saying. These guys are being put in the right positions to succeed. Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Ife Melifonwu, even Terran Arnold. Robertson dropped one in the end zone, and that large part was also due to his style. He ran the routes for Justin Jefferson. Wait, talk to me, Chase GPT.
Aiden Hutchinson has 4 career interceptions.
What? Say that one more time. Hold on. What?
He has as many interceptions in his career as he had in that single game against the Bucs. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
That's
Shout out
crazy.
Aiden, man.
And so when you see a Zadarius Smith in a position to get one, and he was bummed about it too. Imagine if he would have got a second interception in that game. But I'll take the pass deflected. I'll definitely take that. And when you look at and that to me is what kind of just the small little tidbits when you're looking at this squad, and people say, well, Ken Vildor, this, that, and the other. Well, look at them.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're coaching them up. They're coaching these guys up. They're down like they were last year, and they're having much, much better results this year, man.
Because they've been there. They've seen it. They've done it. They know the situations that they're putting their players in. And Kendall Vildor is a good example of that. Listen, he played his ass off this last game. And this is somebody that we've had complaints about. Somebody, even I'm guilty of it. Have gone out there, kind of ragged on him since that NFC Championship game last year. But what did I come in here and say a few weeks ago? We need to calm down, bro. We need to be able to trust this guy because he's going to be out there whether you want him to or not. And the fact that they have this guy prepared, man, he's going out there, he's making plays now. And there's a reason, like, we know he's a practice squad player. There's a reason why he was a practice squad player. But the fact that you can call on him when you need him the most and he goes out there and performs, you got to give him credit for that. And you got to give AG and the coaching staff credit for that. Go ahead, Chase.
Now that some time has passed, can we just look back at that play in the NFC Championship game and acknowledge, like, he didn't get burnt, he didn't get beat. It was an overthrow, and it was just a bad bounce for the Lions.
Yeah, he misplayed it a little bit.
Face. But Brandon Ayuk wasn't going to catch that ball if Kendall Vildor was not there.
Yeah,
the ball just hits the ground, and it's a bad bounce. He's not a bad corner. That was a bad play, and it unfortunately ended up hurting us. But I mean, we pile on this guy way too much for that play.
Bro, you can replay that play 100 times and it won't go as it did the way it happened there. He was there. I mean, he literally, it was an interception to be real. It bounced off his helmet. He just misplayed it a little bit.
It's not like Keenan Allen going down the sideline at halftime of Thanksgiving. It's not like that.
Right.
It's not like there's just nobody there. It's a coverage lapse. Like, it was just a bad bounce. It sucks, but it's just what it is.
And that's why, I get it. I went during the off season, and Chad family was like, "What the heck, Kool-Aid?" I was like, "I do. I just like his spirit, man. My man wants to be here." We were at the same time looking at other players, and we were wondering, do they still want to be in Detroit, despite the fact that they dropped the proverbial ball in the playoffs? Kendall Vildor was like, "Nah, I got to set things right."
Yeah.
That to me is like, okay, he got it in here. So if you believe that you can coach him up just a little bit to not be your first or your second, he's depth piece. He's extreme depth piece. If everything went right, he might not even see the field. But obviously, Ennis Rakestraw Jr. had the injury. We had injury to Carlton Davis. We had some of the safeties that missed time, and Brian Branch get thrown out. And so it puts him in a position. And what did he do? He's been good enough. He's been ready enough. He's been coached up enough, and he's gone out there, and I believe that he did a really, really good job against the Vikings, man.
And that's the
One
product
of his best games, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the product of also having a good team. You're going to get your opportunity to right your wrongs. And we're starting to see Kendall Vildor do that. Now, we do need him to show up in the playoffs because it's one and done. Yeah, and he's going to be out there. I mean, there's no question about it. Carlton Davis still down. Maybe we get him back for the Super Bowl, but until then, we need Kendall Vildor to go out there and make plays. But I'm not worried about it, man. This Lions secondary, they're prepared for anything.
Especially if you push us into that red zone, that's when things tighten up. And then what you're throwing against Iffy, Branch, Kirby, and Terrion Arnold, who was having a blast last night at the Pistons game. That boy gonna be right. But you know what? I see people in the chat here. Nick Hedigen says Enzo being back was the biggest thing. Him being back makes the defense so much better. Let's hear from Dan Campbell on Alex Anzalone.
It was huge. Look, I've said it before. He's really our quarterback on defense. He's our quarterback on defense, and he just brings. There's a lot of confidence. He brings a lot of energy. He can calm the storms. He just to have him back, and I thought it was going to take him a minute to work himself back in, and it didn't take long at all. And he was back to what he was before he got injured, I thought. So, we gave him a game ball. So, it was outstanding. I just told him that to me, this has been in the making for a while. It takes a special group of guys, and I think he kind of had to go through what we've been through over the last 4 years, the core of this unit, and then anybody that comes in, they fall in line because that's what we're built around is our core, and they really delivered for us today. Our playmakers made plays when we needed it.
Man, our playmakers make plays when we needed it.
There it
this
is.
This is the core. Everyone who comes in, they're around our core. The dogs, they step up. Alex Anzalone, the quarterback of the defense, like, goodness gracious. And it was interesting to see him talk about Alex Anzalone because he looked like me blushing when I met my wife, bro. He was speechless. He was like, you know,
I don't know if it was that, but
man, you know, I mean, look, I don't know how to really put it. He love,
Yeah, man.
sweetie, Queen Kool-Aid. Yes, it was more than that. It was different than that. But just for an analogy's
Right.
sake,
You had different kind of butterflies.
yeah. But for an analogy's sake, you talk about what he means for this defense, and you can see it in the way that Dan Campbell was trying to respond in his face. And just what he actually said, the quarterback of this defense, man. And some of the things they were able to do, you look at some of the stunts that Aaron Glenn was able to run with those linebackers, you need Alex Anzalone and Jack Campbell to do that, especially if you're missing guys like Malcolm Rodriguez, who, do I believe that they could have utilized that? Yes, because you look earlier in the season, they were using Malcolm Rodriguez like that.
Absolutely.
They were utilizing him. They were springing him as the linebacker to get into the backfield, and Jack Campbell setting the screens and such for him. So to see Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell in there, and to just hear Dan Campbell talk about this team, the core of it, and how special they are, these are the things that I believe the haters who couldn't even wait for us to just celebrate the NFC championship win, the NFC North championship, these are the things that they're missing.
And this move didn't get a lot of fanfare in terms of, okay, the Lions got Alex Anzalone coming back. It wasn't really big news, but they don't realize how much Alex Anzalone means to this defense, man. He, like I said, when he's there, he provides a calm, man. You know what you're going to get out of Anzo game in and game out. And it's so good to have a player like that on your defense that you don't have to worry about. You just send him out there with his assignment. He's going to do his job. He's going to make, everybody else on the field better. And man, him going down was kind of a blessing in disguise for a Jack Campbell as well. You might have accelerated his development.
He grew up
yeah, man, because the job Jack Campbell has done with Alex being out, I don't think we should glaze over that, man. Like, he has absolutely stepped in and been able to be that green dot, and I think in a lot of ways accelerated his growth in terms of tackling, coverage, just all the things that they asked their linebackers to go and do. But having Anzo back, your best tackler on the team, a guy that can go out there, he can cover running backs out of the backfield, he can shut tight ends down, and he's great in the run game. You absolutely need that during a stretch where it's one and done now, man. He's going to play a pivotal role in the playoffs.
Very, very, very pivotal role in the playoffs. And you think about another team when they're lining up and they're trying to decide, do we match fourth down calls with Dan Campbell? And you have a linebacker like Alex Anzalone there, especially in the red zone. It's just like, no, you're up against it. That's why the Vikings, in my opinion, looked as trash as they did in the red zone against the Lions. You're going up against the best safeties. I'm sorry, you're going up against, in my opinion, if he was healthy the whole season, one of the top linebackers in all of the NFL. And you're going up against a defensive line that Aaron Glenn was able to manufacture a lot of pressure. 10 quarterback hits, 2 sacks. They probably could have got a couple more, man.
Yeah, and the fact that they don't always get home, but I always bring up the fact they make QBs uncomfortable.
Yep.
It's not like they're just sitting there. The only QB to really come in here and just have a field day was Josh Allen. And, I mean, we talking about Josh Allen.
By 6?
Yeah, they
Something
did.
like that?
Yeah, I mean, the last score, I do understand they did score at the end, but let's be real. The Bills dominated us most of that game, and it's because Josh Allen was able to do just whatever he wanted. But you got to defend Josh Allen in a lot of different ways, so that just kind of speaks to why he had so much success. But no other quarterback is coming here and just been in the pocket for 6 to 7 seconds and just, okay, I get to just, do my taxes and make a throw. Like, no, this Lions defense, although they don't get home a lot, like you said, the QB hits matter, the pressures matter in this case. And eventually they do get home, and it's always in a crucial moment of the game. And I can't stress that enough, man. And shout out to the job that they've done, man. I think Zadarius Smith, he's been great since that trade. Absolutely great. Levi in the middle, DJ Reader taking up 2 blocks, Josh Pascal sealing off the edge, especially in the run game. Like, they have done a masterful job just piecing this thing together on the defensive line, where you lost your most talented player and another starter in Marcus Davenport at the beginning of the year.
Yep. And you know what? Let's hear from Dan Campbell on the offensive MVP. So I would say, Alex Anzalone was definitely was one for high consideration to be MVP of the defense for that game. Led the team in tackles, and just overall, you heard what Dan Campbell had to say about him. Let's hear what he had to say about the offensive one. That's one Sonic Jahmyr Gibbs.
Big, and I felt like he gained steam as the game went on. I thought he got better and better and better, and you could really feel it after that last stop we got in the red zone on the 4th down stop, and that next carry he has where he just breaks it down the sideline. You could feel it. So he was big for us, and we felt like he was going to need to be big for us to win that game. He was kind of all those guys needed to play well for us, but we felt like Gibbs could somewhat be the X factor here, and he did, man. He showed up in a big way in the run game and the pass game.
It's interesting. Gibbs could be the X factor.
He's always
Gibbs was
the
just
X factor.
The star, bro.
Well, yeah,
he was
yeah.
just it.
But
That's
he's always the X factor. He's always somebody that, as an opposing defense, how the hell do you defend him?
That's what
you
we've been
got to
talking
account
about.
for him.
A play action with Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield, to me, it's just crazy.
Mhm.
I just sit there and think, like, well, how do you really defend it? And one of those touchdowns, the linebacker over pursued Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield because the play action got him.
Mm-hmm.
Got him. I forget which touchdown it was, but you just see as Jahmyr Gibbs hits the angle cut out of the backfield, the linebacker realizes and he just reaches back. Like you could tell, I'm willing to take this defensive hold. He grabbed some jersey, but he's so fast that maybe it was just a little bit of a mirage that he grabbed, and touchdown. Pass it was a touchdown pass to Jahmyr Gibbs. It was beautiful, and he was so fast, and it was the play action that just got them all out of rhythm. What are you going to do?
What can you do?
When he's getting 6 yards a carry on offense, what are you going to do when they play action? You have to line up as if, hey, they're going to hand it to him.
Yeah.
Especially when you see the types of runs he can make, because it's crazy to see him getting touchdown runs in the red zone from the 8. Usually I would think, hey, these are passing yards right here.
Right.
But they're literally giving him the rock and say, hey, can you run this in? So then when you go and you set up a play action like that and the whole defense reacts to just how good a runner he's been, it was beautiful, man, and there's no way you can stop that.
No, absolutely not. Like, you have to respect it, man. Like I said, his speed is like it's on a different planet. Like, he can be utilized in so many ways, especially in the red zone. Like, you don't know if he's coming out the backfield. You don't know if they're going to give it to him on a stretch play and he's just going to outrun the linebacker in the corner. Like, it's so many different ways to utilize him, and that speed is absolutely deadly. But he also follows it up with having good hands. You remember the Jared Goff touchdown in the red zone that essentially
Jared Goff?
It works.
You know, when I came in and you were talking about speed out of the backfield, I assumed you were talking about Jared Goff.
No, not on this case. Not mobile golf.
Jahmyr Gibbs?
You talking about Vanilla Vic?
Oh, you were talking about Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, well,
Not mobile
speed's
golf.
Speed's comparable.
But it was a great touchdown pass by Jared Goff, finding Jahmyr out of the backfield.
And I just want to give credit to everybody chanting Jared Goff at LCA last night, inspiring those young men to come back from adversity.
I don't think
Except for when they were cheering, except for when they were chanting it while Malik Beasley was shooting free throws.
You know what? If you're a professional athlete and you can't make free throws, that's not my fault, especially when greatness is being chanted around you.
It's
Here's an idea. I got an idea.
Yeah, you can't do it.
You pipe in the Jared Goff chants into the Pistons practice facility.
Oh,
so they can learn to do it while they're practicing.
You can't do it while Malik. Look, bro, they even put up on the Jumbotron last night.
Jared. Jared.
I'm with Stick.
Shout out to Stick. Welcome to the show, brother.
It never fails.
At some point, I'm about to go off on this. You know that, right? Like, there's something brewing inside of me about these dumbass fans. And I'm talking about Sean. I'm talking about Koo. I'm talking about Zeke. I'm talking about all of them. Like, they want to come at me on Twitter. I'm going to put their little asses in their place.
Name drop.
So eventually, I'm going to fire back.
Woo!
Flamethrower. Not today, though. Pistons won, Lions win. We ain't here for that shit.
Jabby Smooth, flamethrower segment. Let's get the backwall graphics. We have to. That has to be the first one. Put it on the memberships. The members, you guys will see this.
And can I get it like Kendrick Lamar with dots on all their houses?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Hey, you know what, JB?
That's criminal. That's criminal.
Right. I'm staying out of that one.
Because they not like us.
I'm staying out of that one.
You know what?
I'm dragging us all in it.
Yeah, no, you can have that one. I'm good.
If you got my back, then you can join them.
No,
oh man, look, Jared Goff chants are taking over the chat, but I see you, Aligna. She says she does agree. Look, I'm okay with them in the arena, but while our guys are at the free throw line, it's just like Jared Goff. We see Jared Goff. Even when the chants are going for him, what does he do?
You shut the hell up
when he's
on
on
offense.
He quiets it down. If Malik Beasley or the Pistons are at the line, let's just give him that respect, man.
That's all. That's all. We love our quarterback. We know that.
But I will say this. I think it is amazing to see how those chants, how they've absolutely taken off just nationally, globally. I believe that it's more an epitome of the Detroit. It's almost like the new Detroit versus everybody.
It is.
It's almost like it's there. It's almost like this uniting kind of rallying cry. And I believe the difference is a lot of people haven't caught up to the trends that the Detroit Pistons are actually playing good basketball. So people are used to showing up to the arena. I've seen this thing. They've been 12th to 20th in the league, even when they sucked. People still showed up. I was there. There was definitely nights when it was empty. But people showed up and they would do things like this, cheer for the other team or show up in other jerseys. And the Jared Goff stuff started last year when they were losing a lot of games. Now
they was doing at the Wings
18,
games
18.
too.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't know if people quite understand what the Pistons are doing, but I'm not against people who want to chant Jared Goff though at the arena. It's a time and place.
Just not with the home team. Not when they at the free throw line. Like,
we're like 20 seconds left.
It's simple math, bro. It's simple math.
Like, this. God damn it! I didn't want to do this today.
Clearly, you did. You waited in the studio.
JB, I'm glad you're in here with me to keep me calm.
The voice of reason.
No, but like,
smash the like button, people.
These new Detroiter kids are the softest fans I have ever come across in my life. And you know why? It's because they never experienced when this team had winning teams in it. Detroit basketball was yelled at airports, funerals, bar mitzvahs, Red Wings games, Lions games. And nobody, I didn't see any of y'all crying then. And then "Let's Go Red Wings" was chanted at the Palace. It was chanted at Ford Field. It was chanted inside Comerica Park. And nobody cried then. And this is these new kids who never saw what the winning culture was like in Detroit. All teams sharing in other teams' successes, embracing it, using it to lift you up. You'd have Iserman sitting courtside at Pistons games. You had Pistons going to other games. Like, it's a sports community with these guys. And the fans don't get it because all they hear is Jared Goff. That's not my favorite player. But if it was Detroit basketball, y'all didn't mind yelling that for 5 to 7 years.
And that's why I equated it, though, to stuff like that. It's like the new Detroit versus everybody. And more appropriately, it is the new Detroit basketball. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Chant it while the Vikings are on the field. But if it's the Lions about to kick a field goal, do not chant Detroit basketball.
Quit gatekeeping my fandom. I want to support who I want, where I want, what I want, especially if I pay money for that damn ticket.
I didn't say that. Who says it? Dan Campbell says it. Who says it? The players say it. Who say it? The Pistons players say it.
But it's different.
It's coming from them.
You're comparing two different things, but that's okay.
No,
that's
I'm just saying they're saying chant it. But just if we're on offense,
I went to a game. There was once upon a time the Tigers were really good and played almost every October. There were games where there would be games going on at Comerica Park and Ford Field at the same time, same day. You'd be in Ford Field hearing "Let's Go Tigers" chants while Verlander's on the mound in the play. Like, that's like, if you're against rooting for other teams in Detroit, now if you start chanting like "Let's go Lebron" or "Let's go Cavs" or "Let's go something from outside of here," I get it. Like, it's disrespectful, but grow up, fans. Just grow up and you're too young to remember what winning feels like in this city. It's everybody's winning if one team's winning. And look, it's inspiring. Those Jared Goff chants inspired the comeback last night. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I think Cade Cunningham, the Cade Crusader, had a lot more to say about that. I will say that. I got to make sure that Cade, who's going out there and putting up all NBA type season, gets that. But the spirit of what the Jared Goff chants are, I agree with that. It's just, my thing is this. Stick, do you want them in, the Pistons are 18-18, they're going another 7-1 stretch. Do you want them chanting Detroit basketball at the top of their lungs while Jared Goff is trying to shush them?
If they did, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, it's so disrespectful. How dare they do this while Jared Goff is on them? Do you guys know that you're not from Detroit? Oh, this is a suburb versus real Detroiters issue now. Like, shut
If Stick was
up.
at the game, he'd hit that guy. That's out there chanting, "Let's go Red Wings," while Jared Goff is running the offense. You
Dude,
know you
it's
would.
happened,
You
though.
check that
like,
guy.
I've been in Ford Field when Let's Go Red Wings was going on while the offense was on the field. This
But
has
the
happened
Lions
before.
sucked at that time. That's the difference. That's
Guess
all.
what? The Pistons sucked all the way up till last night when they got to 500. Damn.
I wouldn't say that.
They haven't
I
been
get
to
what you're
500
getting at.
in
I get
8
what you're getting
years.
at.
That's sucking.
I get what you're getting at.
But when
and
you
I'm
build
the guy
you're
who
going
picked the
somewhere.
Pistons
You're
to win
going
40
somewhere.
games.
And the only pushback I will say is that year where the Detroit Lions finished 9-8, you could say that was sucking, but we knew that was foundational. They were going somewhere. I knew from the moment that they brought in Trajan and JB, this was going somewhere different, and we called it. So
It's
I will
great.
stand on
I'm
that.
all in on this,
I'll
but I'm
stand on
also
that.
all in on Jared Goff. So let's join forces,
Man,
guys.
you done got Braylon in the chat now. Braylon, they wouldn't cheer when the offense was on the field. So
14 Grit said, add KG, Kool-Aid, JB Smith to hipsters who hate the Jared Goff chant. We don't hate the Jared Goff chant.
Haters.
I love the chants.
Yeah, Kool-Aid.
I record them all over the place. I chant
Yeah,
it.
KG. Yeah, JB.
Chant K for All-Star 2. We got
you
all
got
I'm
nothing.
saying is this.
You got nothing.
Look, when there's a new update, this is the problem. Y'all sit there and you look at, y'all let your updates on Android and iPhone lag behind. What y'all don't realize is the Tigers made the playoffs.
Right.
K's about to make All-NBA All-Star. All-Star deserves some All-NBA consideration. This continues. So you got to update your chants. You got to make sure you hit the update.
I agree.
Install
Come
update.
on.
Install
Come
update.
on.
Install. Hey,
Come
listen.
on,
There's no
Kool-Aid.
need
This
for
is
that
like the
now.
World
That's all we
Sports
saying.
Workshop, K Crusader shirt. We don't got it up there for no reason, Stick.
You know better than this. They're
Go
not going
up
to
there
be
and update
chanting
it.
names for a 500
Go up there
ball
and
club.
update it. Kay Cunningham deserves it because when these people come here and they put
And he'll
both
get
personal
his when he goes to a
and
championship.
Bro,
He'll
personal-
get his. Just be
when
patient.
they go to a championship, Lions ain't go to a championship.
They went to the NFC championship.
and they fumbled
if K
it.
takes them to the Eastern
Yeah,
Conference
you can't do
Championship.
that. You can't do
The
that.
Lions fumbled it though.
If K takes
They
them to the
fumbled it.
Eastern Conference Championship, you'll have a whole different tone. Don't do this, Kool-Aid. You're looking
A whole
foolish.
different tone.
You're looking
bro,
foolish.
Cade Cunningham has been who Cade Cunningham has been since he's entered the league.
No,
one of
he
the best,
isn't.
One of the
What are
best
you
young
talking
players
about?
in the game.
What are you
One of the best
You're
clutch
supposed to be
players
the
in the game.
basketball
Are you
knower.
kidding
Is
me?
he not having his best season of his career?
Right now, yes.
Then he didn't enter as Cade Cunningham right now.
He did
Come
enter
on.
as Cade Cunningham. He entered the league with 17-5.
He's grown. He's gotten
Kevin
better.
Durant-
He's
yes,
adjusted
he's
to the
grown,
league
but you're
over
trying to act
4
like he
years.
was trash and that he didn't deserve the support early on.
I didn't say.
Get out of here.
What are you talking about? Cade
outta
hasn't
here.
done anything
What are
with
we
the
talking
Pistons
about?
How did this
yet.
turned into this?
He just got up to 500 after
Stick
8
to
years.
hijack the
It's
show.
the organization. You
Oh,
put
yeah,
Cade on
okay,
any other team.
whatever.
And
Then it
what?
wasn't on Jared Goff. But guess what? When you take a team to the next level who hasn't been there in a long time, and Cade has that opportunity, you guys are just jumping the shark. You're
Who's
just getting ahead
jumping
of
the shark,
yourself.
though? What getting ahead of who's self?
Yourself, because
I'm not.
If they go to the Eastern
If I
Conference
bet it, I would have
Championship,
put the money on Cade being All-Star within his rookie contract.
Great. If they go to the Eastern Conference Championship this year, you don't think when Tiger season rolls around, you're going to hear Pistons chants?
No.
All I'm saying
See,
is
then you're just
update
fooling
it.
yourself.
I
You're
don't.
playing yourself
I
just because
don't.
you want to be angry about something.
I don't care. to
We
be angry
not
about
even
anything.
angry. This
I'm
was
not
just
even
something we brought
angry.
up.
All I'm saying is, bro, you got a few more chances that you can add. Like Tarek Skubal deserves some more attention. That's what I'm saying. And if you want to hold Cade, if you want to hold the sins of the organization against Cade, be my guest. When you want to talk about ball knower and ball knowledge, Stick, let's sit down and talk the game. I'll take you to the court today. Let's go out there
you
and
don't
do
want
it.
me to bust your ass on the court. Then you're going to lose all credibility. Then you're going to lose all credibility.
Who's going with me? What time is it? I'll go right now. It's my wife's birthday. Sweetie, you understand?
I will beat you on your wife's birthday.
I will go right now. I will go right now.
I don't want to do it.
We going crazy.
Man on
Don't
his
back out.
birthday.
Don't back out.
Hey,
You
everybody.
came on my basketball knowledge.
Everybody
Let's
smash
rock.
that like button right now,
Let's
man. We
rock.
going up. We going up here today.
Somebody put air in this.
It's going up.
Somebody put air in this right now.
Yeah.
Somebody give me a ball that bounces right now.
That's one thing you don't do is
Hey,
call
come
out this
on.
man's basketball
Come
skill. He
on,
will
dog.
get
Because
offended.
you talking to me about just who Cade Cunningham, the basketball player, is.
Listen, if you're
I
running
told
against-
you we would see this Cade Cunningham from day one.
So did I.
Just
We were on
because
the
y'all
draft
are-
show.
No.
What the hell are you talking about?
You were on
But
the
what you
Jaden Ivey
said
train.
is he's been
you
what
tried
he
to diss
is.
Cade Cunningham. You hopped off after a year,
didn't
like
hop
one
off.
and
You-
one and
you
two.
were
I said,
out- you did
you
hop
hopped
off.
off. You hopped off.
Check
You
the
hopped
tape.
off,
Check
bro.
the tape. I
You
said
hopped
I
off.
need. He went from I'm hoping
Bro,
to
you
I need
hopped
to see
off.
it.
You
Check the
hopped
tape.
off.
Hey, Braylon cheering him on. Get him, Kool-Aid. Get him. Get him.
I'll take
Like, how did
Braylon
this-
in hoops too.
I don't even know.
How did this turn into this, bro?
I don't know. I didn't want to have to do this today.
You just hijacked the show, man. Over. We just brought up the Jared Goff chant like in passing. He made it the whole thing.
I wasn't even like against it. My only gripe was just people doing it. Like, we see Jared Goff tell
Yes.
people quiet. We hear
Yeah.
Dan Campbell say, "Hey, we're gonna need y'all to be quiet when we're on offense." That was my only. I was actually for it. I went and defended Stick. Like, yo, Stick ain't against this, that, and the other. You guys are making this a lot more than what it is.
Right,
Stick
right.
is
Come
just
on
talking
now.
about the sheer fact that when Dan Campbell steps up and says, "We represent the city, we represent this, that, and the other," is it okay if Jared Goff, if he then starts to symbolize that too? Stick should be able to say he's represented this. They accepted the identity, they did it. So the Jared Goff chants, they represent a renaissance. It just so happens to also be a player's name. But I agree with you on a lot of it.
Yeah,
The only dissension was that, one, there's more people to cheer.
Hold on.
And
hold
then
on.
two,
not to
let's
interrupt
do
your
about people.
rant.
Yeah, we
Bitch
got-
ass
on the
Mason
free throw
Leach is
line.
in the chat. He's been hiding since the Viking. You owe me $350, Mason Leach. Where's my $350, Mason Leach?
What the hell,
Where did you
dog?
go? No, he wanted to talk about my ball game. He came out of the weeds. Where's my money, Mason Leach? Where's my money, Mason Leach?
Listen,
where is my money, Mason Leach?
Mason, pay the man, please. He is on your head, man.
I'm about to bust your ass like I'm about to bust Kool-Aid on the court.
Oh my God, we got super chats rolling in. Shout out Dante151.
Thank you.
Yeah, we gotta acknowledge the super chats. $10 by Dante. Does anyone realize that the Pistons, Red Wings, and Lions are on a 7-day winning streak? Also, no Kendrick Lamar slander unless you're stupid like the New Day. K for All-Star and MVP. Let's go. Shout out Dante, and then we got another super chat. $20 by R Stone. Shout out to you, bro. The Jared Goff chant was earned. Started when we kicked Aaron Rodgers out of the NFC North. We need the Pistons to, at a minimum, get to the 6th seed or better. This is because it's unexpected. The Cade evolution is great to see.
Hey, and you know what? I see Steve Wilds. Kool-Aid don't like the Lions, bro. He's just a Pistons guy. Do you understand how many years?
Why do you hate the Lions,
How do y'all get?
Why do you hate them?
How do y'all get
Do y'all know
that?
how many years I was actually known as a Lions guy? Detroit Kool-Aid was associated with being a Lions
like
guy.
Pistons Kool-Aid.
That's crazy. The
How can
Pistons
we hate?
stuff-
We spent an hour talking about the Lions. How can we hate the Lions, bro?
Do you know what most people know Detroit Kool-Aid
Come on,
from?
dog.
The battle with freaking Kelly B. Hall, now Kelly B. Stafford. These were the things that was involved. I was going on the Doc show a long time ago. It was for Lions.
We got a super chat from Bray.
Hey, you know what?
Oh, shit.
Let's read this. Let's get to the super chats. Let's get to all of them.
Y'all got Bray in the comments. This is how you know it's real.
Let's get to all of these super chats. We got to read these off. JB Smooth, Cavassier Chase, whoever wants to handle. Let's rock.
Chase, did you see Braylon's? I can't see.
Oh
it.
yeah,
No,
no,
Bray-
it's just like a
cheerleading
it's like
emoji.
a cheerleader coming up. Yeah, he did follow it up. Love you guys. Keep making this network great. First super chat from me ever. So shout out Braylon.
Love
Thanks.
Braylon, we love you, man.
Appreciate
Shout out to you, man.
Appreciate you being in the chat. We'll see you later today.
I know I made you mad yesterday, Bray, but it's all good. You know, it's all love, man. I love E&E just like I love all the other shows here.
He's lying.
Crabs for breakfast. I see his $2 super
It's like he
chat.
loves chants at LCA. Yeah.
Give us a reason to chant your name instead of a JG. That's crowns for breakfast. I get that one. Dante151. Does anyone realize that the Pistons read? Oh yeah, we just read that one, right?
Yeah.
Just read that one. And was there another one that we missed?
Yeah, Burns had a couple of them as well too.
Y'all got Kool-Aid hot,
Forgot
man.
about those.
It's crazy. Y'all made Kool-Aid
Yeah, we
crash
got
out.
so-
He had a
got so
flannel
into
Sam
this.
crash out because of this man right here. You got Kool-Aid. You got Kool-Aid hot.
Here, I had to pick a different target.
No. Me and Stick.
Oh my
Me and
God.
Stick have had these arguments.
Every fucking shot.
Me and Stick have had these arguments many times over the years. Many times. Just not on camera. This was just par for the course. Trust me.
Right. Bray
I
is
did one
so
day.
tight. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, Mr. Michigan. Yeah, we gonna see. But shout out to everybody, man. I love this network, man.
Hey.
It's you never know what you're gonna get.
R Stone 1999 super chat. The Jared Goff was earned. Oh, let me see. Yeah, the Jared
No,
Goff
we
was
read that
earlier.
one.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
All
we
of
read
them.
that
Got
one.
through
Shout
all
out
of
for all the super chats
them.
too, man.
Sheesh.
But where do we even go now? I forgot what we was even talking about. That got crazy.
You're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs' speed out of the backfield.
Okay, yeah. But no, Jahmyr Gibbs is great. Let's go to break, man. It's 9:30, man.
It's awesome. No, this was awesome, though. I love it.
Shout out Stick, man.
I love it. And you know what? We get to be able to be like this because our teams are just awesome right now.
Yeah, it's
it
beautiful.
is. And I do. Let the Jared Goff chance ring. You know what? Let the Pistons do what the Tigers did. You know, rather than fade like the Red Wings did. And I do know that people will have to wake up to who they are.
No, absolutely.
Why do people know what Blake Griffin did? It wasn't even really because of what he was doing in the moment. It was when people realized, oh, this team has a chance to make the playoffs. When it was down the stretches, when people started really, really, really tuning in and tapping into what those Pistons were. So if they want to change the narrative, it doesn't matter. I'm there almost daily.
Yeah.
Practices, shoot-arounds, press conferences, games. So it's like I see the changes, I see the differences. Being around basketball, you understand the types of minds that they have there, and you understand the makeup of the people that they have there. So you can feel a little bit more bullish, even though I was still like apprehensive because of the things we had seen the previous couple years. But in terms of the trends of where they're headed, I think they're heading the right direction, man.
I think so too.
I do. And so you know what? Let's get into the next segment really quickly. I just want to ask the people and talk about, is the pressure here to stay? Is the pressure here to stay? The Detroit Lions, they manufacture some stuff up. Is that just something that we see for that game plan? Or is this something that we can expect to see going forward? Because obviously we continue to talk about, even leading up to that Vikings game, man, where are they going to get the pressures from?
Yeah.
Where are they going to get the pressure? And that Vikings game, everybody that I've heard, even some of the people that detracted the next day, they still say, yo, in this game, no, they brought the heat after Sam Darnold. So want to talk about that, and just real quick, you know what? We'll talk about David Montgomery as well. On the way back and what that means. So, what friends do we got to say what up though to Mr. JB Smooth?
Where we gotta head over to me for Caesars and Jars. But once again, shout out to everyone in the chat right now. Everyone sending in super chat. Sorry, we got a little into the whole conversation, the argument going back and forth. A lot of people we didn't get to pay a whole lot of respect to. Randall Smalls, Burn, Crayons for Breakfast, Dante151, Arstone. We appreciate all of you guys so much. Braylon also told KG that go home. It's on site. So
yeah, okay.
Anyway, let me tell you guys about Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Scan that QR code on screen. Use code word Woodward1000. You can deposit up to $1,000, and all you have to do is place a minimum of a $20 bet. And you know what? If it doesn't hit, they'll throw it right back into your account. But you know what? It's going to hit. It would have hit last night if you bet on the Pistons. Just saying, while they were chanting Jared Goff as well too. It's Caesar Sports, the official sports book of us here at Woodward Sports. And you know what, sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of recreational cannabis products. They've got 27 locations across the state, 9 locations right now in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. And don't fear if you live in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, Michigan. Get ready because new stores are coming very, very soon. It's Jars Cannabis. You want to get high?
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment. from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you will. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Les Stanford Chevrolet. Hey, listen, man, it's time to buy a new car. It's a new year. You deserve to drive something nice, man. Les Stanford Chevrolet, they got you. Beat the holiday rush and get amazing deals from Les Stanford. Right now, a Blazer EV2 LT with all-wheel drive is only $149 per month, or check out the Equinox EV LT for only $169 per month. Get to Les Stanford today or click on the QR code right above my head there and check out their massive inventory. Don't forget, Les Stanford has Cadillac, Buick, and GMC as well. Les Stanford in Dearborn and Ferndale, lesstanford.com.
I gotta tell you guys about the best way to experience a Lions game if you're not gonna be at the Lions game. It is the New Holland Brewing Company watch party. We get things kicked off with the heavyweights live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township, and it's the best environment, the best food, the best drinks. Hey, you know what? And to be with your One Pride fans, to be able to be a part of all of the viral moments and viral reactions to the biggest plays, it's something that we want you guys a part of. And it's like a time capsule, especially for this run. As Woodward Sports has risen, the Detroit Lions have been on the rise, and we are right there to capture it all. And we want you all a part of it. Right after that, we got the post-game show. Kicking off with Stick and Anton immediately following the game. You get a great breakdown. You get a little bit more. I love their banter. I love their relationship. And they've been doing this since before, like, we even had the whole studio set. So you know the dedication is there. And stay tapped in. All of this is brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine. Talk to your local long drink. 1800 Tequila, Soroki, Sabbath Coffee. And only on Detroit's #1 sports network.
#1.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, shout out Dub Spoon real quick. From kids to crash out, the Kool-Aid story. Oh, that is gold, man. That is gold.
One of the things I love about sports and stable human beings is it gives us the ability to do this. Like, you guys have heard me say, like, you got to trust the people that you're doing this with.
No, absolutely.
And I trust you all. I trust Dick. I trust Flannel. And it allows us to realistically go just as far as you can take something and just let it be a conversation as just a conversation.
Yeah,
like,
we ain't crossing no lines.
No lines crossed, no feelings hurt, or any of that type of stuff, man. It's like, let's rock. And for me personally, I told you while I got back in this,
Stick dropping his cash out. Stick dropping his cash out.
This makes me, I'm telling you, like, whatever the game time juices are to get flowing, Woodward Sports has been that since its inception for me. I've told you this since day one, Stick. I've told Joey. I've told Chad. I've told other people here. Like, I feel like every morning when I'm walking, like, yo, it's game time. And it feels that way. And the debates, the way that we'll defend our stances, whether we're right or wrong, that's what this is about. And it's cool to know that you guys are going to get authentically us. I don't care to sit up here and BS nobody. None of us do. Yeah. And we get to really lean into not just the expertise side of it and the studying that we do and the reporting, but we also get to have our passion, which is something that for a long time, in my opinion, was missing from what this sports town had. Now you got the passion of the people who've been there. You were there for the Tigers runs.
I was.
You're literally on the scene. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was there for the Pistons runs. Stick was there for the Pistons runs. JB Smooth was in the building for runs. Like, Kavasi Chase, did you, I don't know what your time frame is, but were you at least able to see any of these good Detroit sports runs?
Oh, absolutely. I remember exactly where I was and who I was with, both in 2004 when we beat the Lakers and in 2005 when we when we ended up losing to the Spurs. I was hanging out with the same dudes who I went to elementary school with, played a travel basketball with growing up. I mean, shout out like Parker and Tavian and Donnie and all those guys. I mean, yeah, we got to live it, and it was awesome. I mean, I remember, the 07-08 season for the Red Wings. Like, I mean, my parents aren't huge sports people, but like the Red Wings is probably like the one team that they were most connected to. And like my mom could name the whole Russian Five, which like would always shock me.
See, you know what? These are the types of things that I mean. Because you come in here and your passion and your expertise and when we talk Red Wings, and I know you could talk all the sports, but it was something different, and that's what I mean. To be able to understand the story behind the story is where it's at, man. That's what's at. For me, my dad was a corporate guy. When he moved from the automotive industry into plants to the supplier side, and he was in media at that time, and that's where I started getting my PR stuff from. They would send him out to Pistons games with clients and such. As a kid, man, I was on the scene. I saw this. I would chill with and see the Detroit Shock. I was at all their games, except for Sabbath. And that's where it comes from for me, the passion and this type of stuff for the Pistons. That's where it came from. With the Lions, we could never really quite afford to go. And they were blacking out games, but we still passionately followed. Man, my grandpa, big radio guy, big radio guy. So that's why I love hearing the stories of where the passion comes from, and it aligns appropriately.
I was just talking to my buddy LJ just last night. I went to my first Lions game ever back in 22 with him. He's a Commanders fan. He's from the DMV area, like yourself, sort of. Kool-Aid has some roots from that area, and big Commanders guy. And we went to that Lions-Commanders game a couple years ago, and it was a great time. But we were talking about that. I was telling him congrats on Jaden Daniels and their great season. So, bunch of fun memories with all the teams.
And you know what? I'm hoping that these Detroit Lions give us some more good memories as we march into these playoffs. And these will be memories that are new. Yeah. Number 1 seed for the first time. And just really quickly before we get into what's trending.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
JB, I sent you a picture in the Slack.
Dog, the chat is on Mason Leach head right now.
They should.
PayPal, any way to get the money.
No, Mason Leach is 20 years old and doesn't realize we don't have to pay in actual cash anymore.
Right.
Mason Leach is the only 20-year-old on the planet still operating in hard currency.
Mason!
I thought this dude would at least try to barter with Bitcoin, but no, he's wants to send courier pigeon with some quills or whatever the hell he's using.
Western Union.
So what if he agrees to start the Jared Goff chance at LCA? How much would that knock off?
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's starting, baby. But no, Kool-Aid, I love that you waxed a little bit poetic about this because we're all here because of passion. Little known secret, none of us are balling here at Woodward Sports unless you were balling before you came to Woodward Sports, right?
We're
all growing. We're up and coming. I mean, pay raises are happening, but it's slow over time.
Very slow.
KG, you've ascended a lot faster than most, though.
Yeah,
you'll have to admit that.
Yeah.
And we're new. We're not the established some of the other people.
So this is passion-based. Yeah. This whole program is passion-based. And you brought up being there in 04. JB, you got that picture?
Oh, I got it.
Y'all want to clown me for a second?
Absolutely.
Here's me in 04.
Let's go. Dawson's Creek over there. Holy shit.
Behind me is the DRQ Hummer, which was brand new at the time.
That was the good Hummer, too. I missed
Yellow, and we were out at Southgate Mall letting people come touch the trophy and hang out with the trophy. Because that run, I was the producer of Jay Towers in the Morning at 93.1 DRQ.
Shout out Jay Towers, man.
Back in the day. And DRQ was a part of the ABC Disney affiliate, and ABC had the finals that year.
Wow.
So we got full press everything for that final, and we were doing stunts in the street, decorate your car like Ben Wallace, and people put a bunch of grocery bags on them, taped them to their car, would show up to parking lots, and we would just do all these things to give away tickets. And then when away games
met way back then.
Oh, we probably did. We probably crossed paths. But then the away games, when they were in L.A., we got the opportunity to be the in-arena hosts at the Palace when they were doing the watch parties, just to see some kid in a Kobe jersey get his ass beat in the second level.
Yeah.
It was this is why I do this. I was never in sports. I was always top 40 radio. And, I love music. Music's my life. But sports was always my fun, my relax, kick on a Sunday. I'm passionate about sports. When I did overnights at DRQ, Fox Sports used to play the Pistons games twice, once at 7 and once on the overnight.
Nice.
I'd watch every Pistons game twice. I love this city. I love these sports teams, and that's what it's all about. That's what this is all about. That's what me and you are arguing is all about.
Yeah.
But that's also why I'm like, these young fans don't get it. They weren't here when Detroit basketball was being yelled at the most inappropriate times.
Yeah, I remember that.
And everybody giggled, and everybody laughed, and it was fun, and it was part of it. But now the Jared Goff things, it's not turning into a unifying thing, and that's where I get really pissed off. But it's fun, guys. These are the good times. You gotta enjoy the good times, or you're gonna live in purgatory like Lions fans did, like Pistons fans just had to, like Red Wings fans are going through, like Tigers fans, ups and downs. Like, when you got a winning team, celebrate it everywhere.
Hey, L, he says 2004, I was a freshman, his freshman year in college. For me, that was just before, they won, and I went to college that summer with a bunch of bragging rights, and it was an amazing summer. My pops was, traveling all around the state with me, and the Detroit Pistons, though, were the thing that we locked in on, and he took me to the championship parade, and it was just an epic time, and that's what I love is just like so many of the other people in the chat, we've been there on the scene, whether it's been working like you and Stick, whether it's being there because my pops was working these types of things, whether it's, our families are just that invested. So we're tapped into all the different games, like we heard about Chase as it relates to the Red Wings. And JB Smooth, I know that you have, just talk to the people about your sports experience and where that passion is driven from.
I mean, obviously Pistons, of course. I was downtown when the whole parade was happening too, just trying to sneak in somewhere just to get a glimpse of them just driving down the street. I know it was rough. It was tough trying to get down there, even trying to park. But my mom, shout out to my mom, because she drove me down there. She didn't have to that day, but she definitely did. And, just to hang out with the whole culture, just to see everyone in the street celebrating this one moment right here, it was so amazing. I remember the old days of either, going to the Palace or downtown to see the Red Wings at the Joe, when we still had the Joe there available to us. But these are all memories that'll stick with me forever, and it just boosts my fandom, my passion for this city, for all these teams that we have right now. And I'm so proud to see the come up that they've came so far from to now becoming that championship status once again. Some are still on the rise right now, but I best believe I have their back, their full support as it is.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what this is all about. I remember when WUW Sports was coming about and watching it for a couple months, and I heard from Eric Chase and a mutual friend that Stick and I share, a great guy in the industry, and just hearing the vision and hearing the dream, and he said, you'd be perfect for this type of stuff, and it was like entering here was the passion. Yeah. It was the passion of everybody. It was seeing guys like Stick and Joey at the ground level and Corey and others. Look, they're Johnny on the spot, setting everything up, breaking everything down. Like, I know the team has expanded to the point that now we actually have people that handle certain things like that, but he's still Johnny on the spot to do that, hauling the trailers around and all that type of stuff. And it's like when you see that we have an opportunity to have a platform that our passion keeps afloat, then you know what? I'm betting on that all day long because I know about Detroit sports. I know about Detroit fans, and I know about our passion. There's nobody in the world that can touch where we are. We've had to deal with the national media not doing anything for us. They still don't. So you know what? We get to wake up and do this.
Even the local media didn't do anything for us.
That's
the biggest thing, man. The local media, that's all they were was negative. And it's like, I know we suck. I don't need to hear we suck every day. I'm living it. And, and that was part of the Pistons complaints, too. It was like, hey, we know we're down. We don't need people telling them, don't take your family to the game.
Yeah,
don't try to create those memories. Oh, your kid should never be a fan of that team. What are you doing? And that was the narrative around here for a long time. And me, it's like, Pistons sucked last year. You know what I did? I watched Pistons games. I always, This is what I always told people when they questioned why I loved the Lions, even though they were awful my whole life. I said, imagine having a kid. He plays for a little league team.
Yeah.
That little league team is dog shit. Guess what? I'm showing up every week with my little pin of my son in his jersey, and I'm going to root on that dog shit little league team because that's my team. That's my connection. That's the only reason I care. And that's how I feel about these teams. They're my kids. My kids play for these teams.
Shout out, Braylon.
Now I'm old enough to where these actually could be my kids playing for these teams.
yeah. Braylon Edwards, I'm out, everybody. Big ups for your support. Keep going, fellas. Thank you, Braden Edwards. I know we got some super chats. You want to read those off for us, JB Smooth?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Randall Smalls for that super chat as well, too. $5. He said, yelling Pistons basketball or Jared Goff to real fans are like the wave. It's like the wave now, the new age wave.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Hey,
I still like the wave, but yeah, I agree with it. Yeah.
The new age wave, I don't know. I feel like the Detroit basketball and the Jared Goff, it was more or less about the respect that we didn't get and the respect that we now get to kind of bellow out. Because Detroit basketball, we were super disrespected. Everybody always picked against us. We were forgotten, even when we deserved to be seen. And so now you got a Jared Goff who's kind of represented that. You know, everybody kind of epitomizes as the quarterback this rise, and he was forgotten, he was tossed away. And so when I hear the chants, me personally, I associate kind of everything. Like if they were chanting Dan Campbell.
Right.
And that's because you know sports, right? The people who don't know sports don't get that because they don't know the backstory behind. They just see it as about a dude, and that's it.
It's way more.
It's way more than a dude.
Way more than
like. I can separate the two. I love Jared Goff, the quarterback, but the Jared Goff chant, like that's what if you were in Bangladesh and someone started chanting Jared Goff, guess where you know they were from?
Detroit.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, or maybe not even, but we know that they are supporting Detroit.
Right.
That's been the crazy thing is just seeing how the Honolulu Blue Wave, how it affects their opponents versus how it's affecting fans out there. And I'm seeing people that support, and I'm seeing our rivals, they just can't stand it. But you know what?
But wait, I do want to say this before you guys go, and I know you got to get to what's trending. And I will be okay if one cheer replaces Jared Goff everywhere you go. Mason Leach. Mason Leach. Hey, Mason Leach. Hey, Mason Leach. Hey, Mason Leach. Hey, Mason Leach.
Pay the man his money, goddammit.
Come on, Zelle, Venmo, Chime,
Right.
PayPal, Cash App. Just
Don't ask
Have
no
your mom
questions.
come work it off, whatever.
Right.
Oh,
Shit.
I'm talking here at Woodward Sports. She can do stuff, you know.
Right.
This is bad. It's been
Do
fun.
stuff, quote. Shout out Joy Taylor. Do stuff.
She got ahead somehow.
Oh man.
She got hit. What?
I said she got ahead somehow. Not
Oh, right.
She gave a head somehow.
Right. Oh man. What a
Shout
time.
out to
What a
Chadley
time.
Phillips. He was honored yesterday. Apparently, so is Jared Goff at the game.
Yeah, of course.
And Aaron Glenn, as
AG.
well as some of the other members of the defense, including Taron Arnold, were in attendance last night. And it was cool to see them get their love.
Yeah.
It absolutely blew up on socials in a way that I did not know it was going to. You talk about the biggest level, like amounts of engagements off of just those two appearances, Aaron Glenn and the TA. It's almost as much as we got from the game. And the game got large engagement. So you see Detroit fans are tapped in. They are fired up. And I'm hoping that things continue this way, especially for the Pistons. Like, to Stick's credit, they have to actually do it. They have to punctuate what they've begun here.
Yeah, it's actually like Detroit is back. As Vincent E said earlier in the chat, it's a great time to just be a Detroit fan all around, man. Because even with the Red Wings, they're starting to actually show signs of life. So, I mean, you got 3 out of 4 teams that it's probably in playoff contention, and it's beautiful to see. It's been a long time coming, dog.
It is. And you know what? Let's what do you want to do here, JB Smooth?
We're kind of running out of time here, so we'll just double up on next.
Epic, yeah. Because we got a couple things we're going to talk about tomorrow, like David Montgomery, what his return means.
Got to.
We're going to talk about, is the defensive pressure here to stay? We also got the legend Rod Beard, who will be here as well. And we will ask him what he thinks as well about the Jared Goff chance.
No, might as well. It's turned into a topic out of nowhere.
It's a topic from out of nowhere.
It's a massive topic. Look, I put up a video, got 500,000 views of people debating, going
platform.
back and forth.
Just on one platform.
Just on one, it really opened my eyes to. I didn't realize it was this divisive.
Yeah.
And it's become. There's some undertones that I don't appreciate.
7-1 for the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Lions are marching into the playoffs, and we're going to talk about if what we saw against the Vikings is here to stay tomorrow, and I cannot wait. And you know what? If there's any Feldman Mailbag questions, throw them in the chat. Let's hear from our friends at Feldman KG, and we will read those until the end of the chat. into the show.
I got you. Feldman Chevrolet. Listen, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer with 18 locations. There is a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest to you. And since 96, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying service called the Feldman Advantage. Catch Woodward Sports live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday or whenever the hell we out there. It's Feldman Chevrolet.
We're trying to get the internet straight, man. There's some internet issues, guys.
We don't know when we out there.
It's not on us. We love our friends at Feldman and
shout out Feldman.
Working together for a solution, right? But hey, look, it's now time for the Wake Up Woodward Mailbag segment presented by Feldman Automotive Group. And just a quick Feldman Mailbag question from me to you and chat family. Which is your favorite Detroit sports championship? Oh, think about it. I'm gonna read this one off here. If you have some, let me know.
It's only two options. I mean, during my time, it was only the Wings and the Pistons that won. Of course, the 04 championship means the most to me because, I was... Yeah,
a little Freudian slip there.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, I was old enough to actually, understand the game, understand basketball. I remember watching the 04 championship on my little 13-inch VCR combo TV and just going crazy, man. That meant everything. And of course, the Lions, if they are able to get this, then that will, of course, probably be knocked down to #2, and the Lions will be 1. But shout out to the Pistons, man, creating that lifelong memory.
Yeah, shout out to them. 04 Pistons.
Yeah,
that was it for me, man. That run was so memorable. But the Red Wings, their runs were so epic. I can't leave them out of this equation.
Yeah.
And just seeing them win, I stayed up for all the different playoff runs. It was an epic time. And for me personally, I was a guy who I loved basketball, but they were so good. They were so inspirational. They were like just so, hey, you know what? I know I could be this, but I'm gonna take a back seat for the better of the team. That I'm telling you, I had the official NHL hockey pads. I had the red big old official net. My parents had it, man. Rollerblades, everything. They put me in leagues and such.
Yeah.
Like the Red Wings when they won during my lifetime, it was just like, yo, it inspired me to literally play hockey. Which at the time I was like, hockey?
Yeah.
But they were good. Like greatness is greatness, and when it's wearing Detroit, you got to tap in.
No, absolutely.
What up, those?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be at the 04 Pistons for me. I was born in '98, so I was a little bit too young to really remember or enjoy the Red Wings runs. My first pro sports game was a Pistons game in '06, and like I said earlier, I remember '04 and '05 at the same house watching the games, off Kane Road or off Fox Road in Jackson, if you know where that's at. I think Greg in the chat, he's from Jackson.
Jackson is a weird place.
But it's all right, man.
Something in the water out there.
It's a nice
prison.
place.
Yeah,
prison city. But yeah,
prison
04.
City. Weird.
Yeah.
04 was definitely the one that sticks out to me the most. Is the most memorable.
Dope. What about you, JB Smooth?
Definitely the Pistons, the 04 run. I gotta mention that as well too.
Get back, man.
But as you said, I think it's the whole Red Wings run as well too. Because I remember as a kid, you couldn't go anywhere without someone talking about the Red Wings, whether it was Steve Eisman or D-Mac, just
car
someone.
decals, flags on
wherever you went, there's flags on the car.
Houses, flags.
Little Caesars, you got the octopus there. You can sit here and buy once you get a pizza and some crazy bread. It was just so crazy, that whole run. But I truly think there is only one answer to that question, and it's the next one, which will be the Lions.
Yes, sir. Hey, JB.
Stick. Yeah, you want to wrap this up before I tell you what the chat family's saying?
Yeah. It's tough for me because they all meant something at different points in my life, right? 89, it was the first championship I remember. I was 9 years old, right? At my buddy Denny's house, watching with his parents. It was a big party, and I remember loving that as a kid. And then they follow it up the next year. And
with
then 97
shirts, right? For the championships.
Yep. And then 97, I was 16 and in high school at house parties, getting drunk, watching the Red Wings win a championship. So that was awesome. And then 04, I was 23, working for media, and that is a super memorable championship. So those are the three that really mean a lot. And then even though the Tigers don't equate to this, I was 3 when they won in '84, but I can remember being 5, 6, that age range, watching Sparky Anderson and rooting for the Tigers. But the Tigers sucked my whole life till about mid-2000s.
They were supposed to be the last champion we had, too. That 2012 run. There's no excuse for that.
Both of those.
No excuse for
We're
that.
gonna get into that
06 for sure, but like 2012, they were loaded, bro.
We're going to get
Loaded.
to some of that conversation as we get into the summer, too, in the spring.
I've seen parades. It's going to be interesting to see a Tigers parade. It's going to be interesting to see what a Lions parade looks like. Because I've been to a lot of Red Wings parades. I've been to Pistons parades. Those are awesome, but I think the Lions parade.
We not ready for a Lions parade.
No,
shut the city down for a week.
City will be shut
Pontiac.
down.
It's got to be the
whole thing.
It's got to be the whole M1.
And the whole thing, and everybody take both sides of the street.
We
Hope
not
that
ready,
you can
dog.
be in. We are not ready. We just for
not
the
ready,
sheer
bro.
sake of
Couches will be
seeing
burnt.
it, they got to make it happen. But I want to read here what the chat is talking about as well. Just before we close up, Jerry Alexander said the 89 Pistons.
Yep.
Chuck Brewer, the 89 Pistons. Randall Smalls, the 84 Tigers World Series. Playa says this year's Super Bowl. I love that. The Dole Spoon. Oh, wait. No doubt. Remember that one the best. That's the Red Wings. BD3 Thought Criminal says the 97 Cup. Manugian Mansion, Detroit basketball.
Yes, sir. Shout out Kwame.
Hey, I'm
Shout
seeing a
out
lot of
Kwame.
You ever been to one of those parties?
No, but I heard about it. No,
I was living in the Jeffersonian downtown at those times. And
No.
Manugian was right down the street.
Look at Stick's face.
So my aunt's
We need a
former
story
husband
time.
used to work on the Detroit police, and he was there at the infamous one that happened, with Kwame and the stripper and all that.
My adopted
But,
godparents from downtown when I moved downtown Detroit when I was like 21. My next door neighbor Carol, she's like, "You don't have a godparent? You're mine." Like, oh man, me, Carol, and Gene, we had good times.
Yeah,
we had good times.
But no, them parties used to go up at Manugian, bro. They used to go up.
Tabitha Gable, the 97 Cup.
Like, for real.
Diddy was jealous.
Yeah. I've heard the stories.
Jeez, it's a lot of here, man. The back-to-back championships. Oh my gosh, man. Kwame Kilpatrick, bro.
Shout out Kwame,
I
bro.
love how someone's name is Manugian Mansion.
They're right in the chat.
I'm seeing a lot of here in the chats, man, and it's awesome to see this type of just the people that we have in the chat that remember some of the championships that were a little fuzzy for me, like the Bad Boys. I remember more their second championship than their first.
Yeah.
My grandparents got me the Bad Boys hats. They got me, like, we still have this stuff, the caricature shirts and all of that, the back-to-back hats and all of that, the black
Still
ones
got
with
that.
the kind of yellow and all that type of stuff in it. It's like, have all of those types of things.
Do you ever make
and
your
it just
parents drive around to all the
spurred off.
McDonald's to get all the
Oh, yeah.
posters? Because there was like
I
a
used to make my
series of
grandma do
5
this.
posters.
Look, my grandparents, they started it, man. My grandma got me my first Sega. She got me my first Nintendo.
Sega.
She got me my first pair of NBA shoes and jerseys. It was Grant Hill. R.I.P. to my grandma, man. Straight up. My grandma didn't. She was walking me to school to Carlson Elementary in Detroit. Like, she was doing all of that type of stuff for me, man. Driving us around for the toys. She did everything, man, a lot. And our parents, they was working doubles. So it was awesome to at least have some grandparents like that.
Yeah, big
Straight
facts.
up. But it's cool to see the chat family responding to this because it is, like we said, it's about the passion here, man. It is really about the passion, as respectfully as we can be. It's about the passion. And I appreciate you, chat family, for staying tapped in. We're going to get this thing broken down because I got to get on the wifey time. It is the birthday, and she supports a lot for me to have this type of opportunity. So I love you, babe. Happy birthday to you.
Queen.
Thank you, Queen Kool-Aid. Thank you, man. Let's get this chest pass going.
Let's do it.
I'm sorry if there's a little extra heat on it. No, just
All right. I was about to say, my boy frustrated today.
Go take it out on wifey for her birthday.
Y'all got Kool-Aid hot, dog.
Hey, Joy Taylor, stop.
Y'all leave that girl alone, man. That's her business.
She needs to leave herself alone.
Yeah, that's her business,
Hey,
dog.
that's life-changing cat right there.
I'm sorry, dog. Did you see the show?
Yeah,
Because people was up there looking nervous when her show started.
Dog,
But shout out to her, man.
Yeah, man. She hold it down in more ways than one.
The Real Cat 77 $9.99 super
Shout
chat. I
out.
gotta read this one. Great show, fellas. Go Lions. Go Red Wings. Go Tigers.
Appreciate
go
it.
Pistons.
Yeah.
That's the chant there.
There
Let's
it
get
is.
all 4 of these teams into the playoffs. Pistons and Red Wings. Let's get it done. They're both on 4-game winning streaks.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Red Wings, hey, pick it up, bro.
I'm
Catch
ready
up.
to talk something about them tomorrow. We'll have a segment right before we go to the phones.
Hey, sounds good. They play the Senators tonight.
Hey, let's rock, man. Let's go Red Wings. Let's go Detroit sports. I love where we're at right now. Thank you for hopping in the mash chair, Stick. Hey, it's always a time. Shout out to Flannel Sam. We miss you, brother. That dude, Justin, Matthew Broder, this Elite Booth, Cavassier Chase. What up, though?
Hey, what up, though? Shout out my daddy. He's been texting me throughout the show. Love you, man. Shout out the guys at Seymour Ford. Stay tapped in. Big D Energy. Ermanni and Edwards. Heavyweights. You guys know where to be. We'll see you in the chat. Let's continue having a good day. Let's make 8 wins in a row for our Detroit sports tomorrow.
Hey, let's go. Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth. It's a TD booth on a Tuesday, man. 2 of them things.
Big breath.
JB Smooth. What up, though, brother?
Hey, amazing show. Love you guys. It got into it. It got fiery. It got hot in here. I can't
For no reason at all. For no reason at all did it happen.
And I put a lot of clips and pictures and stuff on in the Slack. You handled everything. Thank you, JB Smooth.
Not a problem, man. You know I got you back. Shout out to all our amazing sponsors as well, too. 1800, Soroki's,
1800.
Feldman, Second Best, New Holland. I know I'm forgetting
Jars.
a lot. Jars once again. Caesars. I know I'm forgetting a lot of them as well, too. But shout out to you guys in the chat for hanging
Did
with
you
us
say
as well,
Jars?
too. Yeah, Jars Cannabis.
Gotta have the weed, man. Come on now.
Shout out Planet Fitness Studios.
Shout out Planet Fitness as well, too. Shout out everyone in the chat. Hey, it's been an amazing show.
This was awesome. Jonathan Lord, if we don't see Kool-Aid tomorrow, he messed up and it's in the dog.
No, what I'm thinking is we got to line up this hoop thing this week and record it and play it back.
Oh
boy.
God.
That's right.
He been saying that.
I've been getting in shape, man.
No, we still
I
ain't
have
seen
not
this
been.
tape.
So
Right. Y'all two out of shape bastards. Get out there.
it's gonna be like watching a WNBA game.
WSN too. You know what?
I'm gonna be like Angel Reese, just bricking it off the bottom of the rim.
All right.
This is part
Sorry,
two, man.
KG.
No need for the Angel Reese slander. There's no need for that.
I saw KG's whole aura just change.
There's no need for that.
She
No
deleted her Instagram. You see that?
just
Yeah,
really?
because
She's soft.
Yeah, yeah.
And just so
Not
you guys
everybody
Can't
built
be a
for it.
bully and be soft.
Yeah, not everybody built for
Can't
that.
be both.
look, that'll be WSN, the official WSN 2. The first one, Stick versus Easy. In a wrestling match.
Oh,
Yeah.
And that's what I love. That's what I love about Stick.
That's
though.
what we were supposed
video.
to do. Yeah.
That's
We were
what
supposed
I
to do
love
more
it.
of that.
You was gonna wrestle easy, bro.
No, I did. It's on
you
tape.
did.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
But
He
no,
stepped up and
like
did it.
Was that before the judo lessons that Easy got out?
no, it was during, and he was
was
talking
during.
all this stuff. I told him I could survive 2 minutes with him, and if you go back and watch the tape, like the first 30 seconds is me just using my reach and pushing him off, because I wasn't allowed to hit him.
What the hell was
It's
going
on
on?
the channel.
Find that
It's
video.
content.
And then what does Easy do?
Get it
He
for tomorrow,
pulls
bro.
guard and just lays on the mat like this till I come get him.
Oh wow, he was setting you up. He was setting you up.
Who does that in a street fight though? Like who does this?
He played dead.
Y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Wow, what was going on at this network before I got here?
It was
Like,
crazy.
dude,
We were having who could punch hardest competitions,
Stick,
which was
Stick-
me, by the way.
Stick versus the Crew.
Yeah, it was me versus everybody. Really,
That's what
Adam
it has to
thought
be.
he could punch harder than me
Oh
till he
my
found out he
God.
couldn't.
We're gonna have to line this up. Stick versus the Crew and a lot of different things.
We should
People
get.
underestimate me because I'm white.
Stick versus Justin in hockey. Like I'm for real. We're gonna have to line this type of stuff up.
We could all.
Oh, Justin will whoop my ass.
Can you defend Braylon? We're gonna have to do this.
Stick gonna be the
On
new
the football
Don.
I
field.
always wanted to
This
do.
is
I always wanted to do the Oklahoma drill with Joik.
Hey, make Stick the new Don Shane, bro. He just go out there and do all the shit.
Let's. You know what? This got me thinking. This hey, you know, hey, look, my content brothers are in here with me as well. So, hey, KG though.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Stick. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Always.
Sorry to just come in here, but you guys got me
Smash
going.
that like
You got
button.
me going this morning, cool.
For no reason at all.
Well, it's been
we
brewing.
not poo-pooing the chance. That was never the
It's been
thing.
brewing because of all the heat I'm taking on Twitter from racists and
I
stuff
feel you.
like
It's
that.
what we're therapy. You know we got you, bro.
I know.
We know
I
we got you.
I know.
Yep. And you know what? Woodward Sports, rookie of the year, man. #1 draft
Gives
pick.
us out
Going
fast.
for MVP.
Yes, sir.
KG, dog.
Hey,
Oh boy, Steve, comment on the
shout out, man. Just shout out to everybody, the team. Y'all know how I feel about y'all, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, being engaged. Over 600 the whole show, 225 likes and counting. We appreciate each and every one of y'all, even the haters, man. We love you too.
And you know what? I just say let's get more wild. That's what Jungle Cats are. Shout out to our Lions. It's your boy Brandon, aka Detroit Kool-Aid.
That man.
Rocking the K Crusader shirt. All-star that man.
Oh,
All-star that
it's
man.
gonna
and
happen.
All-star that man. Some more, man.
All
But
NBA that man. That's happening. The
NBA.
All-Star is wrapped up.
And I guess I have to say this now. Lover of the Detroit Lions. I love the Detroit Lions, guys. Like, seriously, I love them. I really do.
Don't let Stick get you off your square, man. You all right?
Hey, thank you guys for tapping in with Wake Up Woodward. It's been another Victory Show. We will see you guys tomorrow. Most importantly, have a blessed day.
Pay that man his money, goddammit.
WUW Crew, the Tap family's epic. I love it. Fire it up, man. Let's go.